in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. Welcome to Mornings with Mike Winters. I am he. That would be me, Mike Winters. Happy Monday, everybody.
Yep.
It's the second to last Monday before Christmas, right?
Mm-hmm.
We
Yeah.
got this Monday and one more Monday, and it's Christmas.
So
week.
as I like to say, Mom, Dad, if you're going to pull a successful Christmas out of your keister, you're going to have to stand up.
Yeah. One more weekend till Christmas.
Shut up. Will you stop it, you Scrooge?
I'm not being
Some of us
Scrooge.
aren't ready, okay?
I'm being happy.
Some of us haven't even started. Actually, technically, I started this weekend, but
Yeah.
oh my God. Okay.
Yeah.
It's just, okay. And I was talking about this morning, that officially, according to a survey, here in the state of New Mexico, we've officially reached holiday burnout today.
Oh, yeah?
Meaning the average New Mexican is sick and tired of the holidays as of today.
Who deems this?
It was a survey. It was like a survey of like 2,000 people or something like that. So based on this poll, here in New Mexico, we are done with the holidays as of today.
Okay.
Yeah, we've reached that holiday burnout. Basically, they say we've reached that point where we've partied too much, had too much alcohol, and are ready for a break. I'm like,
Really?
when did this happen?
Yeah, I missed the meeting.
Yeah, I don't recall having that. I haven't even had my first piece of fruitcake yet. All right?
I don't know where that came from. Well, I don't know where that is either.
But
I think most people are complaining about the districting map and all that
I'll
stuff.
tell you
and that's
this.
where they're a little bit worn out on.
I got unceremoniously drummed out of a competition this weekend and straight into Wham Halla.
You guys drummed out of a competition?
Yeah, I got whammed hard this weekend.
Did you?
Uh-huh. Just laying there watching Instagram videos, flipping through videos of jazz, whatever, and just all of a sudden, last Christmas, like, dang it! And I couldn't even say, it was a cover, because there was George Michael's stupid face on the screen.
I forgot you played that game. So you're out.
Yeah,
huh?
I mean, I got out.
How far did you get last year?
I made it last year. No, I made it to the day before, and then one of my friend's kids cruelly played it on their phone right before.
Intentionally? Or?
Yeah, well, it was a preemptive attack. They knew what they were doing.
Okay.
But yeah, I made it a lot further last year than this year.
Wow.
And I was talking a big game this year. I'm like, well, that song never comes up in this part. Like, it's a very British Christmas song. You almost never hear Last Christmas around here. It's Mariah Carey.
Yeah.
You hear that all the time around here.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it was.
And it might be the fact that it's just older song than Mariah Carey. Like,
Could be.
You know, maybe. The British still holding on to their 80s icons.
Well, and that's the other thing is when I was playing, in the competition, you see a lot of these people like, oh, I'm out. A lot of them were using very British slang, like, organized with an S.
Yeah.
Or, I went to hospital, whatever. Like all these clearly you're not from this country.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Okay.
You spelled flavor with a U. You're not from around here.
Yeah.
Flavor. Am I the only one that whenever I see that like added U, I always like pronounce it? Like a color.
No, I think a lot of people do that.
Yeah.
I think so. I always think it's either or it's Canadian, like the French Canadian.
Well, yeah, that's a French, I guess European thing.
Like
maybe?
you can tell whenever you pick up a Canadian produced hockey publication, they spell defense and offense with C's.
Right. There's a weird line of demarcation in this country where everything stops being English and Spanish and starts being English and French.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it's like along like the Donna Dixon line. I don't know exactly what it is, but there's a specific demarcation there.
Yeah.
Where all of a sudden things are just two languages in French.
Speaking of Canadian, I'm into season 2 of Leonard Kenny now.
So good, right?
Yeah, it's all right.
So you made it to the end of season 1. You saw the big battle.
Yes.
And that's okay. And people who haven't watched Letterkenny, this is going to make a lot of sense. But that's the whole argument of allegedly and that whole rundown of Boots and the Ginger. Mm-hmm. That was what I was talking about.
Yeah.
Allegedly. It's so well written and so good.
Well, I didn't realize there's like 8 seasons.
Mm-hmm. And there's a 9th one coming out on the day after Christmas.
But every season's like 6 or 7 episodes.
It's done very in like that British style of short seasons.
Yeah.
Tight, concise, but you get a good story.
So I'm in the 2nd season now, a couple episodes in the 2nd season now.
And this is why I thought you would appreciate it, because it's super just boom, 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 joke, and that's like very much your style.
Yeah, it's all right. It's fun. I it's certain, like after a while you got to shut her down.
Oh, yeah.
And go on to something else.
Yeah.
But it's all right.
Yeah, there's only
all
so much you can take, but in those little short bursts, it's great.
Yeah.
Sturt.
Yeah, it's not bad though. So if you got Hulu, it's worth a check out. And you like funny stuff.
Yeah, I do.
And I would say if you like Clerks.
Yes, very, very much in that same
If
vein.
you like Clerks and Kevin Smith style of humor with those, especially those conversations, you're like, man, why are they still talking about that same subject?
Right.
That's Letterkenny.
Where
they
you're
do a
like,
whole
there's
bunch of
no way they could continue on just a simple topic of conversation for this long.
that.
Yeah.
For instance, if you watch Clerks and you laugh hard at the scene where the guy is basically saying that blowing up the Death Star was killing a bunch of innocent people like contractors and stuff like that. If you find that conversation funny, then you're going to love Letterkenny.
Absolutely.
Because that's pretty much how Letterkenny is.
It's like
the whole show.
they'll be having a conversation, have a fist fight, and then what were we talking about? And they'll get right back into it. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Love it.
So it's all right. It's worth a check out. Let me give you the rundown for today's show. Matt Bristol with Bristol Office is going to join us here in just a few minutes for his monthly visit and talk sound legal advice with us here in just a little bit. And the 8 o'clock hour, we're going to replay our interview. We had the folks from Church on the Move, Chef Anthony Noble and Eric Lopez. I guess, I don't know if manager would be the right term. I'm not sure. Chef Noble kind of runs the thing. I think Ernie just kind of helps him with the logistics there. But anyway.
Sous chef.
Yeah. Is that his official
I don't know.
term?
I'm not sure.
Because I don't think he cooks. I think it's all...
He's the business side.
Maybe, but I don't quote me. Anyway, between Ernie and Chef Noble, they kind of run the new Valley Cafe that has the grand opening tomorrow.
Nice.
At Church on the Move in their new one in the 180 building there. So we had a great conversation with them last week. So we're going to replay that for you here at 8:15. Then in the 9 o'clock hour, Sheriff Mike Harrington and Charles Eastless, Undersheriff, joined us Friday. We're going to play that for you about 9:15 or so. We're going to talk about things around town.
Yep.
And all that good stuff.
The busyness.
Plus, we'll do all of your features, include the news of the local and national variety, and features, weather, all that good stuff, whatever else we can come up with for today's show. So that's what we got.
Good stuff.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Is anything else? Weekend was pretty quiet.
Yeah.
Watched that Cowboys, almost said Redskins, Washington football team game. That was a hot mess.
Well, yeah.
Dallas should have blown them away. Washington almost won that thing, and it was ugly. It was just an ugly game. Cowboys were talking smack all week. They brought their own heated benches, which is unheard of.
Really?
It's just a weird, dumb game.
It's like that game to me is kind of like when you find out Jacksonville is playing Tampa Bay. It's like, who cares?
Well, that's just it. This hadn't had relevance. I mean, both teams
yeah,
are.
of course it does, but
one's in first place, the other's trying to get first place. You know?
I just, honestly, my level of care this season, I think maybe it's because I've just lost faith in my quarterback. So I just sort of like lost faith in football in general.
Maybe.
I'm just like, I'm disappointed, Aaron. I'm disappointed in you.
I wish I had the ability
I'm disappointed in my quarterback having a winning season. It's just I'm disappointed in who he has become as a person. That's all that is.
All I know is as a football fan, you have first world problems. Most of us would kill to have, oh man, Aaron Rodgers problems. You know,
right.
That guy, you know. I got Taylor Heineke. The guy was selling cars 2 years ago.
It's basically I'm the one guy who's like, I kind of don't appreciate how Tom Brady is in the public eye.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, no, I admit, yeah.
All right. Ask the Jacksonville Jaguars if they want Tom Brady and those fans.
It's not my fault I hitched a wagon to a winner and then chose to not like that winner. That's all I'm saying.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
You ever been to Wisconsin?
No.
You don't count.
I just like an outfit. Okay, fair enough.
15. Here's your weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Pretty nice for the next couple of days. Getting a little gusty by midweek, but in the meantime, we'll have sunshine today. Our afternoon high 70 to 75. Overnight, partly cloudy and mid to upper 30s, and then we're in the mid 70s again tomorrow with a few more clouds, but still some sunshine. Little low pressure system moving in on Wednesday. Gusty wind, sunny, and mid 70s. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 31 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 47% with winds out of the northwest at 5 miles per hour. Sunny today, warmer. We're like, hey, what up all those winter-like temperatures we had over the weekend? That's warmer today. We're going to be near 70, 69 officially with winds out of the south, 5 to 10 miles per hour. Partly cloudy tonight. Expect an overnight low of 35. Winds will be out of the west at around 5 miles per hour Tuesday. Partly cloudy, even warmer tomorrow, 74 for a high on Tuesday. West winds at around 5 to 10 in the morning, 10 to 15 for tomorrow afternoon. Tomorrow night, mostly clear with an overnight low of 48 and south winds 10 to 15. Wednesday, I wish I had better news. Going to be windy. Areas of blowing dust. Sunny, high of 73. That's good, but winds will be out of the southwest, 20 to 30, gusting as high as 45 miles per hour on Wednesday. Wednesday night, mostly clear with an overnight low of 34. Little bit cooler for Thursday. We'll be in the mid-60s, sunny and 65 there. Friday, partly cloudy and 64. And then just glancing at the weekend, going to be a little cooler. Actually, a lot cooler. Chance of showers. 20% chance of showers Saturday, partly cloudy. High of only 49. Yeah. And then we'll be in the mid-50s and sunny on Sunday. So enjoy your 70s and upper 60s because going to get a little chilly for the weekend. And I say chilly, just like our chili, not like, I mean, cold chili, not chili, green chili, but not like back east chili where it's like 32 and all that. That's chilly. 54 is a warm day there, but you know what I mean. That for our version of that, that's winter. So there it is. All right, it is 7:17. Let's go ahead and get you into your Roswell Livestock Report with Smiley Wooten for you Monday morning here, and then we'll take a quick commercial break. And then on the other side, Matt Bristol with Bristol Law Office will join us. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Good morning, this is Smiley Wooten at the Roswell Livestock Auction. A good to see it this December run with a nice selection of all classes of cattle, especially high-quality native calves, light yearlings with condition, young open cows, bred cows, and pairs. We expect to sell 2,250 head, breaking down like this: 400, 450 weighing cows and bulls, 350, 400 pairs, bred cows, 1,450 calves and yearlings. Today's sale will include 40 cow-calf pairs, Animus Foundation, Animus, New Mexico, X-quality black white face Angus cross cows with Angus calves at size. Pairs 3 to 8 years old, mostly 3 to 5 years old. 100 bred cows off the Animus Foundation. Black white face Angus first and second trimester, mostly bred Angus bulls 3 to 6 years old, mostly 3 to 5 years old. 60 more bred cows Animus 7 to 9 years old. 130 young open cows off Animus Foundation 3 to 6 years old, mostly 3 to 5 years old. 71 bred cows, Twin Butte Cattle Company, west of Roswell. X-quality black white face Angus cross cows, bred to Angus bulls. These cows 7 to 10 years old. 35 bred cows, Albert Ranches, west of Roswell. Good quality red white face kind of desert crossbred cows, 3 to 8 years old. 27 bred cows, Mr. Tom Melton, Alpine, Texas. X-quality black Angus and Brangus cross cows, bred to Angus, 9 to 11 years old. 45 calves, Haystack Land and Cattle Company here in northeast of Roswell. Excellent quality black and red Angus crossbred calves, cattle weaned 70 days. 3 rounds of shots, 450, 600 pounds. 83 steer calves, Twin Butte Ranch here west of Roswell. Excellent quality black white face Angus cross calves, weaned 30 days. 2 rounds of shots, 500, 650 pounds. 146 calves, Wilkie Ranch, Cornudas, Texas. X-quality straight Angus calves, Cattle Master 5-7 weigh at Brandon, 400, 600 pounds. 56 calves, Mr. Gene Cassidy, Las Cruces, New Mexico. Good quality Brangus cross calves, weaned 90 days, thin condition, 350, 500 pounds. 85 Ks Mr. Rankin Frost Carlsbad. X-quality black, white face, and white face Angus and Hereford Cross calves. Cattle weaned 50 days. 2 rounds of shots, 350, 500 pounds. 88 steer calves, Barrow Cattle Company, Andrews, Texas. X-quality black, white face Angus Cross calves. Cattle Master 5, 7 wet Brandon. 450, 550 pounds. And 76 calves, Anderson Ranch, Pyote, Texas. X-quality black, white face Angus and Brangus crosses, thin to medium condition, 350, 450 pounds. Sale time this morning 9 o'clock. Sell pairs bred cows 11. Be selling calves and yearlings around 1. We expect to sell 2,250 head here today. This is Smiley Wooten, Roswell Livestock Auction.
Roswell Skin Center, a brand new state-of-the-art facility located in the 400 Penn Plaza building here in Roswell, is now accepting new patients. Dr. Brandon Cometti and his team offer a full range of skin care services, including general dermatology, surgical and cosmetic procedures, including cutting-edge laser rejuvenation, Botox, filler, laser hair removal, chemical peels, and other non-invasive options to improve skin health and turn back the hands of time. Call and schedule your appointment at Roswell Skin Center today. 208-2509. That's 208-2509.
It's that time of year when your home is filled with friends and family. The perfect time for new furniture from Glenn's. Reinvent your living room with stylish power reclining furniture. Make room for the whole family with a big, beautiful dining table. Surprise your out-of-town visitors with new bedroom furniture. Glenn's has quality furniture you'll be proud of for years, and they'll deliver it for free. So hurry to Glenn's Furniture at the corner of Union and Alameda in Roswell. Glenn's, making the season bright and beautiful since 1953.
What does paying $10 a month for health insurance sound like? Yeah, kind of like that. Open enrollment is on now, and you may be able to get health insurance for $10 a month. And as New Mexico's health insurance marketplace, BWellNM makes finding health insurance and signing up easy and affordable. And our services are free. Call us at 1-833-862-3935 or visit BWellNM.com to get the assistance you need and to get insured. Because you just never know.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. The U.S. Treasury once considered producing donut-shaped coins. They instead decided to go with coin-shaped donuts. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 22 minutes after 7 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning from Bristol Law Office, Matt Bristol back with us. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Mike. How you doing?
Doing great. How about yourself?
Doing good. I heard your Washington team lost to the Cowboys this weekend.
They did, and they should have got crushed.
Uh-huh. Oh, is that so?
Oh, yeah, they were down 24-0 at one point.
Oh, my gosh.
And Washington's one of those teams that they don't give up. Even that's the thing about them. They're full of no talent, right? I mean, they got some talent, but they have no business winning. The guy that's their starting quarterback was not in the league 2 years ago. So not because he was too young, because he wasn't, noticed. But yeah, and they were down 20, and they end up losing by 7 at the and they almost won it had it not been a couple of plays going the other way. They probably ended up winning that game. So, but it was a weird game. It was just weird.
How was the rest of your weekend?
Oh, not bad. How about yours?
Oh, good. So a little birdie told me you grill.
Oh, you bringing me a gift? Well, thank
brought
you.
You a little.
Well, thank you very much.
Item there, you bet.
All right, shall I open it now?
Oh, sure.
All right, good deal. Well, thank you very much.
Merry Christmas.
Ooh, chupacabra. Thank you. I love. You know what? I've had some chupacabra.
Have you? I haven't tried it yet.
There's a friend of mine who has chupacabra. He got this, and he talks about it all the time.
Awesome.
And I've tried it on some of his ribs. It's pretty good. Well, thank you very much.
You bet.
All right. And there you go. For is that supposed to be a chupacabra on there? I was like, it looks like a mad
a small chupacabra.
Looks like a mad chihuahua. Thank you. Very cool.
Oh, you bet.
All right, we'll be doing some slapping that on some meat here pretty quickly.
Some grilling, you bet.
Yeah. The stuff I use right now is why I can't even say it on the radio, because the name is they come with special. They come with chicken. They come with beef and a couple others. But the last name it rhymes with hit.
It's the one you have to ask for by name of the store because it's not on the shelf.
Special hit beef hit.
Yeah.
But thank you very much.
Oh, you bet.
Very cool. So for folks that aren't familiar, I should probably have started there. Matt Bristol joins us once a month from Bristol Law, and we talk just sage, sound legal advice for folks. Obviously, with Matt's specialty, we talk a lot about financial, family law, the planning there. Most of it's where it's very tied is, you do a lot of family law issues. Yep. However, those family law issues are stemmed from financial issues almost 9 times out of 10.
Quite often, yeah.
And so a lot of times we talk a lot of that, making sure you have your I's dotted and T's crossed and things like that. So that's kind of what we do here. So.
Yeah, I had an interesting case the other day, and so the father of adult daughter calls me and says, you do family law, right? I said, oh, yeah. And he says, well, my daughter needs some help. Can't she come see you? I said, oh, sure. So she married a gentleman from Cuba.
Okay.
And
was he a U.S. citizen or was he? Okay.
He's Cuban citizen.
Gotcha.
And they're both artists. And so she's pregnant, having a baby. So she came here to have the baby. And so she's thinking ahead and says, what happens if something happens to her after the baby's born and he's still stuck in Cuba?
The baby's kind of in limbo there, I'm guessing. Huh?
Well, could be, yeah, if we don't do something about it. So I thought. And so a parent of a minor can give a power of attorney over the minor, for school, medical, something like that. But it's only good for 6 months by statute and then expires. Well, if something happens to her, she can't renew it.
Right.
So
does he lose custody after 6 months?
Oh, no. But,
or at least the ability to...
Well, she could have given somebody here in the States power of attorney over the child, but it'll only be good for 6 months, and don't know when husband's getting out of Cuba. Don't know when he's getting the visa. So what we did was a will, and we named a testamentary guardian for the child until such time as dad can either get out of Cuba or the kid can fly to Cuba.
Okay.
But you got to have that testamentary guardian stuff because how else you can get a passport?
Yeah, exactly. So how does that work? Does that child have dual citizenship?
It will. I think it has to be applied for.
Okay. But by default, it's a U.S. citizen because it would have been born here, right?
Born here.
And the mother's a U.S.
And the mother's a U.S. citizen.
Yeah.
But I think, and I'm not sure how that goes, but Cuba does allow dual citizenship.
Gotcha. Okay.
And the U.S. does now for the last 15, 20 years.
So I'm assuming they live in the United States and the husband's trying to...
They've been living in Cuba.
Okay. Was their goal to live here, or was she planning to go back? Is she planning to go back? I keep saying it. No. She didn't go. Nothing's happened to her. They're just planning in the event of. But my brain's already thinking she's gone, but she's fine.
They've been living in Cuba, and they both have different artists with different styles and doing things, and everything's fine. Okay. But she just came here with COVID, to have the baby.
And she got worried. Well, what happens if something happens to me? Is this child ever going to get to dad again?
Exactly. Yeah. Or get to dad, or who's going to take care of the child until dad can get a visa and get here?
I'm surprised. Well, I'm surprised because they're married that he doesn't get that expedited or something, I mean,
the process seems to be moving a little more quickly. Okay. One of my questions was, well, if Cuba allows dual citizenship, why not be a Bahamian or Mexican and come, on that kind of passport?
Sure.
Apparently it's a hugely complicated process. And the U.S. Embassy, if you're in Cuba and you want a visa, you apply to the U.S. Embassy in Guinea, on the north coast of South America.
Because that's what you do.
Because Puerto Rico's way too close.
Right. Because let's go to the other side of the world to do that. Sure. Yeah. They got the shorter lines over there.
Yeah. Go down to the equator.
Yeah. God, I know. Let's go to the Mars outpost and check out there.
Politics, I swear.
Yeah, but they put just enough logic to make sense for everybody and to justify it, but that's about it. Interesting.
Amazing. Yeah.
So, I guess you could say that's an interesting question that a lot of other people are probably thinking about. I mean, maybe not per se that exact scenario, but stuff that kind of falls in that same vein and same category there.
Well, young adults, they think, well, I don't need a will because I don't have any assets, but they have children. And so you use that will to say who's going to raise those children in the event mom and dad both pass away.
Yeah.
Because those kids are getting Social Security checks when mom and dad pass.
Yeah.
And then the estate of mom and dad goes to the kids anyway. And so now you got the beer swizzling brother-in-law tries to get guardianship of the kids because he's trying to get hold of their money.
Sure.
And you get a will that says who raises those kids instead and takes care of that.
So let's ask this question, the what ifs. Say you have a family and things, mom, you and the spouse are having the kids, you die in a plane crash or whatever, and the kids are left without parents here. And you don't have that will designating who gets the kids. Does it go to grandma, grandpa, uncle, aunts, whatever? How does that get decided? Is it up to the family, or is it the courts that say, sorry, grandma gets it. I don't care that grandma's the oldest. That's who gets it. I mean, how does that work out?
It's a big fight.
Yeah.
Or potentially a big fight with the beer swizzling brother-in-law or whoever. And you have to go through the court system.
Mm-hmm.
So now it's a process of getting guardianship over the minor children.
Okay.
And so in a guardianship situation, you have to notify all relatives. And so now that's when the fight starts. Versus a will that says if we pass, this is raises the kids.
Mm-hmm.
And 2 weeks later, you get the death certificate, probate the will, letters of testamentary guardianship are entered, and poof, it's done within about a month.
Okay.
The guardianship is going to drag on in a fight for God knows how many months. And now there's nobody in charge of taking the kid to the doctor. Nobody's got legal authority to enroll them in school, enroll them in sports, and it's a big mess.
Well, I mean, I guess, and I'm thinking a lot of what ifs here, and just thinking like how does this scenario, like say, and this is, I'm asking kind of the same thing, but just in a weird scenario. It's say mom and dad go on vacation, the kids are staying with grandma and grandpa while they're on vacation. They get in a plane crash or whatever and die. Immediately, I'm assuming the grandparents would keep custody because that's who the parents delineated as babysitters or whatever there. But does that give them a leg up in terms of, like, say a niece or say a brother or sister come in and say, nah, grandma and grandpa too old, I should take over the kids. Like, is possession 9/10 of the law at this point? Does CYFD get involved? I mean, what happens at that point if there's a dispute between, say, the parents and a brother or sister they're wanting custody?
Well, yeah, there's no presumption of who gets to raise those kids.
Okay.
It's not like grandma automatically gets presumption of raising grandchildren, or uncle or aunt. There's no presumption of who gets to raise the kids.
Okay.
So it's going to be up to a judge to decide.
So really, this is why the will is so important. Even to save the headache of fight. Even if you think your family's not like that, you never know till it happens. I mean, it's just one of those things. And at the end of the day, your family probably won't act like that. But let me ask you this: you want to leave that up to chance,
really,
or just guarantee that your kids have a solid foundation if you leave unexpectedly here? Okay, you're going to grandma and grandpa's, or you're going to Aunt Sue and Uncle Bob's, or whatever it is. That at least that pattern's established. There's no confusion, no complication.
Let's have some kind of security for the children.
Yeah.
The other thing to kind of think about that is raising the children is parenting skills, but probably somebody else should handle the money because that's a different set of skills.
Okay.
So it's good to kind of separate those two jobs.
So in essence, like if you have, say, a set of parents or something that as the actual caretakers of the kids, but then Uncle Bob, who happens to be an accountant, can set up their trust finances and blah, blah, blah.
Right.
That's perfectly acceptable and probably a smart way to handle those things.
Exactly. Those are two completely different skill sets.
Gotcha.
Completely different.
So in essence, and here's the difference here, and this is what you need to understand, and I'm sure you can clear this up for anything I'm confusing. In essence, whoever is the parental, they're the ones that make all the decisions on medical, the kids, things like that, where the financial guy's not making any of those decisions. Right. They don't get to say whether this kid gets put on an incubator or not. they get to say, hey, you can't access this money till 18 or till you get to college or whatever you all have set up for that.
Right, yeah. You can't blow the money on a new car when he's 14 years old.
Now, does that work vice versa, where the grandparents are the quote-unquote guardians of the children? Do they get any say in the finances? Like if someone else is set up to run the trust, do they get any kind of legal access to that, or is that all how you set it up, I guess?
It depends on how you set it up.
Right. But by default, I'm guessing...
Well, the Social Security money the kids get go to the kids.
Gotcha.
And it has to be spent on the kids.
Okay.
So it's not like it can go in savings. It doesn't go into the trust. Social Security Administration wants that money spent on the children and you think about it, well, it's expensive to raise kids. They need clothes, there's overhead, there's the utilities, there's groceries.
In case you haven't noticed, raising a child is very expensive.
Yeah. So whoever's raising the children will get that money.
Sure, the cost of raising stuff.
Yeah.
But as far as setting up the future for that kid, that's going to be the person designated in charge of the fund.
Yeah, so you can say Uncle Bob is in charge of all the rest of the money of the kids until they reach the age of maturity, which is about 40, 45 years old. Yeah.
Or when they get married, whichever comes first. And some that does. I mean, I'm 48. Maturity, I don't know. There's a lot of people argue I'm not there yet, but they ain't wrong.
Well, 18 sure ain't the age of maturity.
No. It's just the age of you can get in trouble now.
Yep. But there are some things a will can't do.
Absolutely. Okay.
And so one of the things is it does not necessarily keep you out of probate. Simply having a will is not enough to keep you out of probate.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people don't understand that. And then some people think, well, whether there's a will or not, I automatically have to go to probate court. And the answer is, well, no, not necessarily.
Gotcha.
So there's other moving parts. And so I'll set somebody down and say, well, tell me about the situation. Tell me about the assets. So it's the assets that are going to force a probate typically to occur.
Okay.
So if there's a husband and wife, and then they pass in a plane crash, so that bank is not going to let go of that money.
Mm-hmm.
Unless there's a probate, because they're afraid they're going to end up paying the wrong person and get sued.
And it's hard to really, once that money's out, it's kind of like once the barn door's open, it's hard to put the horse back in. It's no different. Once you pay it out, good luck getting that money back from somebody.
Right.
Especially the federal government, it's really hard to do that.
Yeah. So the bank is going to say, well, if the minor children want the money, then you have to establish a probate. They'll pay it to the estate of deceased mom and dad. And again, minors can't own things, so they're not going to pay it directly to the minors anyway.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. So think about that. And that's something, and this is why we have these conversations every month. We, obviously not everyone's scenario is going to be just like what we talked about here, but
right.
I will tell you this. If you have kids and you don't have a will in place right now, you're behind the 8 ball. I don't care how old your kids are.
Definitely.
If they're newborns, you need to, the moment that child's on this earth, you need to start worrying about and thinking about getting that will put together, because your child is born. Your child is here. You can die at any minute. Obviously, none of us are planning to die tomorrow or in the next couple hours. However, we don't know.
Stuff happens, yeah.
And so the moment that child's here on earth, you need to make sure that in case you slip on the steps and hit your head and die on the way out the hospital, that kid's covered. You know what I mean? That's what you got to plan for.
Yeah, it's so I'll talk to people, and so maybe they have adult children, okay? And so I'll talk to them, and you have life insurance? Oh, yeah. Okay, and who's the beneficiary on your life insurance? Oh, my spouse. Well, who's the second beneficiary? Well, I don't have one. Bingo, you just caused a probate to happen. Because the life insurance company doesn't know who to pay.
Yeah.
And again, they're afraid of paying the wrong person, getting sued. So they're going to say, go to probate court, open a probate, we'll pay the money to the estate of the deceased person, and then wash our hands of it.
Yeah. If you're looking for people to give that money to, no, but all
106.5.
Yeah, right. You're like, well, I have nobody else after this one to give it to. No. Care of Mike Winters. No. What I was thinking of, you have other family. Like my wife and I don't have kids, but we do have nieces and nephews. So we're like, we don't have our own kids. Well, guess what? Then we get split the bill with our nieces and nephews here,
So retirement accounts or have beneficiaries, just like life insurance. But you have to look at how they ask the question for what are called the contingent beneficiaries. So sometimes it'll say your contingent beneficiaries, and it'll have, blank for the nephew's name, and it'll have a percentage, blank percentage, blank for the niece's name, blank percentage. Well, what happens if one of them predecease?
Then what?
Then what? The
Yeah.
life insurance company doesn't know what to do with that money. So that deceased nephew's estate is going to have to be probated to receive that money. So we talk about that in interviews and with folks, and I suggest if you can, if they will let you, you say, nephew, niece, or the survivor of them.
Sure. So really the lesson here on that is, A, get the will, but B, anytime there's a change in the family, additions, subtractions, you need to make sure your wills, it lines up with that, Now, obviously, if it's Uncle Charlie twice removed, there's no chances in the will, then you ain't going to worry about that.
Right.
But if there's someone that you're in your chain of people you want to make sure to protect it in the event you die tomorrow, if that changes, you need to go in and update that to avoid those probate situations.
Yeah, so that's an update or an amendment. It's called a codicil. So it's less work than a full-blown will. And so I have people come in and say, well, do I need a new will? And I ask them, I don't know. What does it say? And then I'll say, okay, so we'll go through it. It says this, this, and this. Is that still okay? Is that what you want? Well, I want to change who's in charge of the executor. Well, if that's the only change, we just do the amendment, the codicil.
Okay.
And if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
You don't have to get a bunch of people back in signing and witnesses and the whole nine.
Well, we have to have witnesses, but we don't have to redo the whole thing.
Gotcha. Okay.
I mean, why reinvent the will if you don't have to?
Sure. And then don't forget, remember, we've talked about these in previous discussions when it comes to wills and things. I know we live in an amazing age of technology, but videotaping grandma sitting in the chair telling her that she's cutting everybody, all the kids off, but keep her, those do not count as wills. They do not, because there's, put it this way, and you'll understand, if you've never gone and filled out a will before, then you probably don't realize the amount. It's not a quick in and out. There's a lot of people signing. There's a lot. I mean, it's a job to put together a will. You're basically telling somebody, if you die tomorrow, what happens to everything you own? And that's not just something you can whip up off the internet real quick and knock out. I know they try to sell you that kind of stuff, but to do it to actually protect you and know that there's not any loopholes in there that you thought you were covered and weren't. That's why you need to sit down with an attorney and talk about these kind of things.
Talk about those things. We talk about what ifs. What about plan B? What about plan C? And we talk about the horrible thought of, okay, the entire family has now had a gas leak and is gone.
Yeah, what happens now?
And then who gets the stuff? Or a lot of families, they travel as a family on holidays. And what happens if everybody's gone in a single car wreck? Where's your stuff go? What happens to it? There's a lot of stuff on the internet that looks okay, that's not okay. Had a lady bring in a will with blanks that she printed out. And she says, is this going to work for me? And I said, well, New Mexico does not recognize handwritten wills. So if you're filling in the blanks with handwriting,
it's a waste of time.
It's a waste of time.
Yeah.
Ain't going to work. Now, Texas will recognize a handwritten will. Okay, but we don't. It's called a holographic will. So it's just little things like that.
Sure.
You could come talk to us. I had somebody say, well, are there forms I can use for probate? And the answer is, yeah. The probate court has forms.
Just like the DMV.
We help people fill them out all the time. Yeah. Attorneys are expensive.
Sure.
So we work with people on, fill this out, the next step, come back kind of thing. So if you have a car, do you die owning motor vehicles? Do you have to probate the will now?
I don't know. I really don't. I'm guessing no, but maybe you do.
Well, the DMV has an affidavit of successor and interest.
Okay.
And you go down there with a death certificate and you fill out the affidavit that says, I am the only person entitled to receive the cars of the deceased. And poof, they change the title.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Very easy. Very nice. Yeah.
Or if you owe money on it, just stop paying. They'll come get it. Just kidding. Don't do that.
Come and get it.
After a while, they'll come pick it up.
So if you inherit that motor vehicle with debt, do you have to pay the debt?
Well, I imagine that falls under all the debts there that the person incurred before they died. You know, it goes through like, you know, well, do you want to, I'm guessing if you have the assets, maybe. Yeah, depending on how you got it set up, I'm thinking.
Well, we do not inherit debt.
Yeah.
Okay, now, so not for like 200 years or 150 years. You do not debt from the deceased person.
But you don't get to keep the car, right?
If you inherit the car, it is subject to the debt owed on it.
So if you say you get the car, then you inherit the debt.
You do not inherit the debt. You inherit the asset subject to the debt that's on it.
But if you want to keep the asset, you got to pay the debt.
Yes.
So basically, you say you can walk away from it or pay the debt. Either way, it's your choice, and you're not going to be held responsible. Unless obviously you say you're going to pay the debt and don't, then they're going to get you. But
because you never signed the promissory note for the car, you're not personally liable on that debt.
So let me ask this question. Do they have to run credit and all that on you? Is it by default? Like, what if your credit score's 2, and now you just inherited a car with a $500 car payment? I mean, does that come into play here? I mean, subject to you being approval on the credit that the person
Nope. Nope.
Interesting.
Just make the car payments.
Okay. Now you're going to jack up your credit if you say, "Yeah, I take it," and then you default on the loan.
Well, no, because the loan was made to somebody else's social security number.
But even if you pick it up, the credit doesn't follow you.
I could pay your car loan. They don't care who pays it.
So by that standard, if I don't pay it, it's not going to hurt you either.
If you don't pay, it's not going to hurt your credit score.
Really? I feel like that's a weird loophole there. That should be like I think once you assume the vehicle and the debt, that falls on you.
Well, if you don't do it in writing, and they don't require an assumption in writing,
there is no lease paperwork or loan paperwork anywhere. So
no, but the scoundrel of the situation is the lender won't talk to you about the loan either because it's not your loan.
Because if you owe money if
you call them up and ask what's the payoff, they're not going to tell you it's not your loan.
I'd be like, well, if you want the check, you better tell me. Because I'm about to pay it off right now. So
so would they even let you change the address to which the bill goes? I don't know. They may not talk to you because it's not your loan.
I can't imagine, though, if you didn't walk into the financial institution where that lien was with a suitcase of cash and said, I'm paying off the loan, they wouldn't work with you on that.
It's difficult because it's not your loan.
Yeah.
And especially with houses. We run into that with houses all the time.
Well, let me ask this. Say you want to play Good Samaritan and walk into a bank and say, I got $1 million. I'm going to just walk in here and pay off some mortgages. Can they do that? Or is it basically just, here's a thing of cash, spread it? I mean, how does...
If you knew the person's account number.
Okay. That's the only way. You just can't randomly walk in a bank and say, I got $10 million. I'm paying everybody's mortgage off in your bank.
No,
or whatever
because you don't know the account number.
Okay.
And
now that wouldn't cover it, by the way.
And they're not going to give you the account number.
Okay.
So if I walk into whoever your mortgage lender is and I say, here, I want to make a mortgage payment. Here's the account number. They'll take it.
Okay.
They don't care who makes the payment.
Gotcha.
But if I ask, I want to pay off, I want to make a payment on Mike's behalf. He's in the hospital. He's been in a terrible accident. Mr. Banker, can you give me Mike's account number? They're going to say, nope.
Okay. So if you want to play Good Samaritan that way, you're literally going to have to go and collect account numbers and then walk into the bank and say, here's 10 account numbers. Here's a check. Pay these all off.
Yeah.
That's the way you do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or I ask Kim, hey, Kim, let me help out. I know Mike's in the hospital.
I got you.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay. Well, I'm trying to play, it's Christmas season. I don't know, everyone loves to do stuff for the internet. I was like, maybe they'll do some real good and walk in there and pay off a couple mortgages.
But we see that with mortgages all the time.
Sure.
Of, elderly dad's passed away and the kids want to, how much is still owed on the mortgage. Mm-hmm. Well, the mortgage lender doesn't talk to him. So we can talk to you. It's not your loan.
Sure.
Go to probate court, be appointed as the executor of dad's estate, then we'll get to talk to you.
Mm-hmm. Now, that's the legalities. Now, if you find out information any other way, it's just because, small town, hometown, so-and-so. Legalities there, it's not happening, but,
Well, it depends on how you ask the question.
Sure.
So sometimes a savings account, you can name a beneficiary.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you have Mike's savings account, POD, payable on death, Sean. Okay, so you name a beneficiary. That savings account passes outside the will. And Sean can't touch the money until he's got a death certificate. But Mike passes away, and I call up the bank and say, hey, Mike's got a savings account with your bank? Yep. Who's the beneficiary? Can't tell you. So that's why they're going to stall you. Well, I can't tell you the beneficiary. So you go, oh, okay, yeah, I understand. You can't tell me. I'm not the executor of the estate. No problems. Who should I have call you next? Have Sean call us. Thank you very much.
So again, it's how you present it.
That's how you present it.
Sure.
Got to ask the right question.
Sure. Well, and that's, to be honest, that's your whole job. I mean, as a lawyer, you talk. Granted, I know watching legal dramas on TV and movies doesn't qualify as expert opinion on that, but in some cases, you do get a flavor of what the intent is of what they're trying to do. And what I mean by that, they over-dramatize it for TV, but in essence, there are ways in real life, in the courtroom and everything else, it's, when they talk about rephrasing and things like that, and they overrule questions, that's all that is you're trying to get to the same purpose through the legal route versus taking the shortcut, and they're just calling you on that. And that's in essence what you're talking about there in that phone call too.
Learning how to ask the question.
Sure. It's, if you ask it in the right way, which is really 9 times out of 10, kind of the lawyer side of things is, all right, how do we get what we want without breaking any laws or circumnavigating a loophole?
Right. So because I know how the system works, I know how to phrase that question of, oh, okay, well then who should I have call you next?
Sure.
Because I know the bank won't talk to you.
Think of it in life like when you go in to buy something or say you want something from someone, you go in nice and everything else to try to get what you want rather than you coming in being demanding. It's no different than that, except for instead of doing it in a classy way, you're doing it in a legal way, if that makes sense.
Well, and I have people and they have financial accounts. It's when, some of the advisors around town, and I tell them they need to set that account up so it transfers on death to whoever. And then they'll ask me, well, can I do it this way? And I'll tell them, well, go ask your financial advisor. Yeah. He's in charge of that account. He can answer that question. And don't say, I want the account to say X. You say, I want to accomplish Y. How do I get there? Because I get people who come in and say, well, I want a trust. Okay, why? Well, my neighbor said I need one. And what law school did your neighbor go to? Yeah. So I tell them, don't tell me what you want. Yeah. Tell me what you're trying to accomplish.
Sure.
And then I'll tell you how to get there.
Yeah, if you're trying to keep up with the Joneses, that's not an answer.
That's right. That's right.
I just saw the time. We need to probably wrap a little bit up here. Do we got some time for some some fact or fiction here?
So directing your attention, that's a law phrase, directed your attention to the New Testament. Jesus said, I'm the Alpha and the Omega.
Okay.
So that's reference to the Greek alphabet. So obviously his audience was Greek. So Alpha is the first letter of the alphabet. The ending is the Omega. Well, in the Greek alphabet, they had 2-letter O's.
Okay.
They have the big O and a little O.
All right.
So you get the mega O, or the Omega, and the micro O, or the Omicron.
Oh, okay.
So the Omicron variant of the virus nowadays, that's Greek for little O. Micro O.
So
Omicron.
we should not be worried about Omicron because it's a little one.
It's not the big one. It's not the big one.
But now if you're wondering where they pull these names out, now you know where. You know, there's some science and some mythology and everything.
They're going through the Greek alphabet,
Yeah. That's cool. If you have any questions, I know a lot of people aren't thinking as much about lawyer stuff during the holidays, although it's probably actually a more busy time in some aspects. That's when family sits together and has these conversations sometimes. So if you need some sound legal advice, if you need any help, as far as family law, everything like that, even the unfun stuff like the divorces and all that.
Come talk to us.
Matt can handle that. But if you really and this is where I'm hoping you really pick Matt's brain, because I don't want couples to get divorced. So you're not coming to see Matt for divorces.
Hopefully
you're
not.
coming to see Matt for estate planning. Hey, I want to set up a trust for my kids. I want to make sure my will's good to go. I want to do the things that are creating a foundation for my family's future.
Absolutely.
And that's where Matt can come and help you out.
BristolLawOffice.com.
Yeah.
Or 625-5284.
Yeah. So give him a call or get online there and let him set up a free consultation to sit down and talk with you about, what your problem is, and then go from there. Whether, Matt's going to be like, hey, you do a couple things, you're good to go, or nope, let's sit down and let's do some lawyer stuff on this.
There you go.
Awesome.
All right. Thanks, Mike.
Thank you, sir. Have a Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
And thank you again for the Chupacabra rub.
You're welcome.
I will be putting that on many things, even when my wife tells me to stop doing it. Thank you. We'll see you in 2022.
Yes, we will. Thank you so much.
Take care.
You too.
It is 7:55. Let's go ahead and get you into your Chaves County sports break. Quick break as well before we get you into news.
It's time for the Chaves County Sports Report. Well, neither the Goddard Rockets or Roswell Coyotes boys basketball teams were where they wanted to be after opening round games on Thursday. They were both at tournaments in the Albuquerque area, but they both ended up leaving the Duke City area with a victory, at least one victory. The Goddard Rockets were playing at the Academy Tournament, and after losing to believe it was Hope. Yes, it was Hope Christian on Thursday. Then they played West Mesa on Thursday, losing 80 to 45. But Goddard defeated Clovis 62-61. Noah Reese 21 points. Jarek Mendoza 10 points. Roswell in the Cleveland tournament lost to El Dorado in the first round, but then they defeated Manal. The Coyotes did 58-53 on Friday. The sports report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at Roswell's Talk FM 106.5.
With the SRN News Business Brief, I'm Bill Alexander. The nation's largest food and retail union is urging more than 60 retail and grocery chains to implement stronger measures to help protect hourly workers amid a surge of virus infections. The United Food and Commercial Workers Union said in a letter to the CEOs of Walmart, Kroger, and others that they should reinstate social distancing protocols and urge customers to wear masks at all locations. General Motors and a joint venture partner plan to build an electric vehicle battery factory in Lansing, Michigan. They say the plant would cost up to $2.5 billion and employ as many as 1,700 workers. On Wall Street, the Dow up 216 points to 35,970. The Nasdaq up 113 to 15,630. And the S&P 500 added 44 points to 4,712. With the SRN News Business Brief, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
Mays Lumber has all the hard-to-find hardwood you've been looking for. Oak, cherry, walnut, poplar, and maple. Plus, hard-to-find exotic woods like purple heart, zebra wood, ambrosia maple, black limba, and bloodwood. Perfect for that one-of-a-kind gift piece or table. Get ready with Formica and Wilson Art countertops in 12-footer custom length with installation available. Make it happen at Mays Lumber, 115 South Virginia in Roswell, serving southeastern New Mexico and beyond since 1934.
OMED Spa in Roswell is an oasis from the everyday, a relaxing place to escape, featuring the latest in skin and facial treatments, including hydrofacial, IV vitamin replacement therapy, massages, Botox, Dermafrac, and more, including the most advanced platelet-rich plasma treatment in the region. At OMED Spa, your health and wellness are a top priority and is adding new and exciting treatments every day. Find out more. Call OMED Spa to make an appointment today, 575-363-3687, or stop by the corner of Country Club in Washington and Roswell. OMED Spa, an oasis from the everyday.
Wakefield Oil Company is a name you can rely on with full service at the pump the way it used to be. You can expect service in just 15 seconds. They offer bulk fuel and oil services and even diesel exhaust fluid. Wakefield Oil Company will deliver to farms, ranches, dairies, the oil fields, and more with dependable service you can count on. So the next time you need service or delivery, go with the name that locals have trusted since 1983. Wakefield Oil Company, 311 South Virginia in Roswell. Let them earn your business.
Have you noticed the days are getting shorter? This is Jim Gill from Roswell Seed Company. I know it's kind of hard to tell, but we're on the downhill side of the year, so every day is a couple of minutes shorter than the one before, even though your plants need plenty of food and water to keep them healthy. Like those globe willows that are turning yellow. A good dose of the right fertilizer will make them bright green again. No matter what the problems you're having, we probably have a cure at Roswell Seed Company. But come see us soon, because winter's coming, you know.
Hugh Hewitt is now in Roswell on 106.5 FM KEND Roswell.
And good morning. It is 8 o'clock. Town Hall News up next. We'll be back on the other side. Don't go away. We're going to replay our interview with the folks from Church on the Move next hour. We'll be back.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Greg Clugston in Washington. The search for survivors continues after widespread tornado devastation in several states. In hard-hit Mayfield, Kentucky, resident Elise May says the destruction is heartbreaking.
I've been through the town a couple times and saw everything, but it's just upsetting, to know that that's the town that you grew up in and everything, his memories is all gone.
Several dozen people were killed in the cluster of twisters Friday night. And adding to the pain is the loss of heat, water, and electricity for many surviving residents. Officials say it could be a long time before those services are restored. President Biden is set to get a tornado briefing from advisors at the White House about an hour from now. He has already declared a major disaster in Kentucky. Prime Minister Boris Johnson says Britain faces a tidal wave of infections from the Omicron coronavirus variant. British Health Minister Sajid Javid says the country is seeing a very fast rise in those cases.
What we now know about Omicron is that, first of all, that it's spreading at a phenomenal rate, something that we've never seen before. It's doubling every 2 to 3 days in infections, and that means we're facing a tidal wave of infection. We're once again in a race between the vaccine and the virus.
Chinese leader Xi Jinping and his Russian counterpart, President Vladimir Putin, are holding a virtual summit this week to discuss bilateral relations and international issues. The talks come amid tensions between Moscow and the West over a buildup of troops along the Ukrainian border. Last week, President Biden warned Putin that Moscow would face painful economic sanctions if it invaded Ukraine. Early trading on Wall Street, the Dow is down 249 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
So I invested in one of those fancy new exercise bikes. Without a doubt, a very special tool to help me get healthier. The problem is 3 days go by, then 4, and I've done nothing. And then it's night 5, and I'm sitting at the kitchen table, and I look down at myself, and I can't help but just laugh. Because there I am, wearing the exercise t-shirt that came with the bike, and I'm eating 2 corn dogs. And I think we'd all agree, the special tool only matters if we use it to our benefit. At United Faith Mortgage, we believe we have an advantageous tool for you. Our mortgage team is an arm of a bigger company who is a direct lender, which means our company gets to use its own money and make its own decisions. There's no middleman. And often, this allows us to get you a better rate on your refinance or new home purchase, which can save you monthly and lifelong money. We are United Faith Mortgage.
United Faith Mortgage is a DBA of United Mortgage Corp. 25 Meadow Park Road, Melville, New York. Licensed mortgage banker. For all licensing information, go to NMLSConsumerAccess.org. Corporate NMLS number 1330. Equal housing lender. Out of license in Alaska, Hawaii, Georgia, Massachusetts, North Dakota, South Dakota, or Utah.
The western U.S. is bracing for a major winter storm hitting today.
The multi-day storm could drop more than 8 feet of snow on the highest peaks and drench parts of California as it pushes south and east before moving out, says National Weather Service meteorologist Craig Shoemaker in Sacramento.
We're going to be measuring snow with yardsticks by the feet.
But he says the snow and rain are needed.
We haven't been getting these type of systems the past couple years, and that's why we've been in the drought.
Shoemaker says while there will be significant rain, it will be spread out over several days, so he doesn't expect major flooding, but does expect ponding water and travel issues. I'm Julie Walker.
15-year-old Ethan Crumbley, accused of opening fire at his Oxford, Michigan high school, killing 4 students, is due in court for a procedural hearing. News and analysis at townhall.com. I'm Greg Clugston. The House panel investigating the Capitol riot is set to recommend contempt charges against Donald Trump's former White House chief of staff.
The January 6th Select Committee scheduled a contempt vote last week against Mark Meadows after he failed to show up at his deposition. Laying out their case, the panel released a 51-page report describing new details about thousands of emails and texts that Trump's former top aide has handed over. In a transcript released Sunday, committee staff said they had a lot of unanswered questions about Meadows' emails. They want to know more about whether the former president delayed the response of the National Guard as the violence escalated. The report says Meadows sent an email to an unidentified person saying that the Guard would be present to, quote, protect pro-Trump people. Meadows has cited executive privilege in his refusal to testify and is suing the panel, asking the court to invalidate 2 subpoenas. Jennifer King, Washington.
And I'm Greg Clugston in Washington. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 2
of The Deuce
of Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Monday.
Yeah.
Welcome to it.
Super happy to be here on a Monday. No, actually, I like my job, so it's not that bad.
It wasn't for the physical act of waking up early and dealing with that part. Yeah, that's great. The rest of it, I have a good. We ain't digging ditches. I'm never complaining about that. So we're very fortunate. We have a very good job.
I agree.
It is more than just talking for 3 hours and then we go home. I will tell you that. A lot of people think that's all we do, and it is more than that. But
in fairness,
it's a good job.
I've sort of leaned into that. In that every day after my show, I always say I'm heading out the door and taking my message to the streets. It's like, so you're done? No, I go out for a second, get some fresh air, and then come back in and finish my job.
That's right. He goes to the streets, says message, and then goes back in.
Somebody once asked me what my message is. I was like, eat more fiber. Best I could come up with on the fly.
Used to be, don't sweat the petty things.
Don't sweat the petty things and don't pet the sweaty things.
Yeah, that was it used to be. Yeah, but still sage advice.
Absolutely. Although I found it's easier to sweat the petty things more lately. The petty things seem to add up to become the greater things a lot quicker.
We live in a world where all people do is sweat the petty things and forget about the
and nobody ever pets the sweaty things. It's hard to find love these days.
I think we get so lost in the petty that we forget the big picture. That's most our problem.
I would agree. That's largely to do with social media. I mean, if you look at it, when every single like little accomplishment, little victory is celebrated on such a grand scale, it sort of takes the excitement away from it.
Yeah, I guess setting the bar low. I'm all for that. But yeah, we don't need to announce every time you successfully completed a taco recipe on Facebook.
And in fairness, I'm just as guilty of it as everyone else. But
sure, we all are.
The one the best way I've heard it put was basically Facebook Meta is like walking out on your front porch with a bullhorn and going, I made an awesome spaghetti bolognese today. It's basically like that's what we do.
I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm older now, but are those new Meta commercials annoying or stupid or weird to me?
I haven't seen them.
Okay, I've only seen the one where Facebook's saying we're now Meta, and it's a weird one. To me, it is. Maybe it's not to young people, but to me, I'm like, what does this tell me? It basically has some kind of hip music going, dun, dun, and then they got cartoon, like, tigers and animals and stuff, and then a couple young individuals, maybe late teens, early 20s, just going, and then they show close-ups of their face, like way close of their face going, while they're going, bam, 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 bam. It's like meta. I'm like,
all right.
I learned nothing about that other than meta, and
that's because they don't want to say anything. They don't want to like lean their or tip their hand too much, you know.
But what is it telling me? Are you trying to say go back to? What are you telling me?
You know what
hey,
it is?
There'll be cartoon animals and people dancing, just thumping their head going.
Let me explain. Nobody knows. One person knows. Yeah. One person knows, and he's not telling. That's Mark.
Yeah.
Zuck knows. He's not saying nothing.
The big Zuck.
He gets it. Everyone else, it's like, you know, they're like looking at all these like, I don't know, just obscure like references to what meta could be or what it's like the mission statement or whatever, and they're like, okay, well, let's make that into our vision for the advertising. It's like, okay, but what do you do? What can I do different with meta that I could have done with?
I don't make this.
If you ask Gene, Meta, what can I do different with Meta than I can do with, you know, Facebook?
Meta, I put it in my pan, fried up. Delicious with some chupacabra.
Oh,
thanks
look at that. Nice rub.
A little chupacabra, some Meta.
Like, it's serious. Every time he says metadata, I have to like.
Well, when I say meta, when I hear meta, I think Metamucil fiber, baby.
And right back to what I was saying: eat more fiber.
Taking the message to the streets.
That's right. Full circle.
Now, if you see that commercial,
I'm gonna have to look for it because
every time I scratch my head because especially the part where it's just dun, 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 and you hear oh yeah, and they just really show up close to these kids' heads going.
My wonder is if it's not like a TikTok trend or video that's gotten big. Is it that? I don't know that.
No, it's a
because there's a TikTok thing where people are like showing videos of themselves doing this, and then they cut to the side. They're both like they're vibing with somebody together. Usually it's like their pet or like a baby.
Maybe
or something.
It's something like that.
Maybe it's that. I don't know. That's the only thing I could.
It looks like a couple of young people like, hey, we're coming out of Sesame Street to be cool, and that's what it looked like because the little lions and jungle stuff it's all cartooned up, but it looks like they're walking out of like the Purple Crayon book or something to go in to listen to. Dun, dun, dun. I don't know. It's just I didn't get it. It was it wasn't for me. I know I'm a 48-year-old man. They're not advertising.
I think the job is they're trying to confuse us a little more.
I don't know how that draws people in.
They don't know what meta is either, so they're trying to figure it out too, and they don't want us to have any kind of clue. Just be obscure until just keep the name out there in your mind.
Yeah.
Because in fairness, we are talking about it.
You're wrong. So you ain't wrong. Yeah.
Maybe the weirdness of the spot was what they were going for.
Well, they nailed it.
It's hard to say. It really is. But yeah, I'll tell you this, dude. There's and I know you don't do TikTok, but there's a weird trend of ads on TikTok that are like mid-roll, through while you're scrolling or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And if anybody's on TikTok or has seen these, I think it's called Cash Frenzy or Coin Frenzy. It's a game.
Okay.
So the ad always starts in like these weird premises. Like I've seen one where it's like basically like an adult movie scenario where it's like, "Would you fix my pipes?" And she said, "Sure did." You're gonna pay? She's like, "Well, I just paid rent. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Maybe we can come up with something else." and then all of a sudden his phone rings and it's a call from an operator saying they put 3 million coins into your cash whatever account.
Okay.
That's the commercial. It's like it's this weird premise of things online, and then somebody an operator calling your phone to let you know. The other one I saw today, it was like a girl was like checking on her guy's phone or whatever and saw something she didn't like. He comes down, he's like, "What do you got? What's behind your back?" And she's like, "Oh, nothing." Like she's hiding his phone.
Mm-hmm.
And then he gets a call saying that they put all this money on his thing, his Coin Frenzy account or whatever. And it's like the two scenarios have nothing to do with each other.
Right.
But it's like they're trying to come up with like a well-worn premise of thing and then shoehorning in their ad at the end of it. It's real awkward.
It is weird.
It's very, very weird.
So is the product here's a way to give money to people?
The product is this
like
game,
a Venmo
this
kind of thing,
like
or?
slot game that you can play that I guess when you download it, they'll.
So is this the same thing with John Goodman as a finger floating around? Have you seen that commercial?
No, but that sounds amazing.
It's for like some kind of slot game, but it's John Goodman's head and he's a finger and he's like, "Run to play so-and-so slots."
Well, then I'm guessing it's exactly like that. And that sounds like the most amazing thing ever, and I'm sad that I've never seen it.
Good. Do a Google search for John Goodman finger slots commercial. You'll see what exactly I'm talking about. He's a finger.
I'm curious.
But it's John Goodman's head on a finger.
Give us the
roving
rundown.
finger.
Give us the rundown. I'll see what I can track down.
I will give you the rundown.
Nice.
Not because you told me, because I want to.
Because you want to.
Exactly. We'll get you up to date with the weather here in just a few minutes. Then here in just a little bit, we're going to play our interview we had last week. We had Chef Anthony Noble and Ernie Lopez join us from Church on the Move tomorrow. That's right. It's tomorrow. They're having the grand opening of the Valley Cafe, which is located inside the 180 Youth Building. They are at Church on the Move on Brasher, and tomorrow's their big grand opening. So we're going to play that interview for you here in just a little bit. Later on this hour, we'll get you up to date with the news of the local variety, along with your town hall business update and whatever else we can come up with for this hour of the show. Gaze by your face, I'm taking it you found the ad.
I thought to myself, another slow.
This is nightmare fuel. Oh my God!
You never seen the finger?
I have never seen. This is terrifying.
Yeah.
Excitement. Slotomania makes every day
I don't like it. I don't like it. He's all chin because there's no designation for where his chin is.
It's Oogie.
Oh, I don't like this at all.
Yeah, it's Oogie.
Oh, he's wearing a ring. Oh, I don't like it.
Yeah, he's a
I
finger.
don't like it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's an older commercial. I've seen a bunch.
What's weird is it's CGI John Goodman, so it's very like Uncanny Valley.
Yeah.
It's like The Rock in The Scorpion King, if you know what I'm talking about. I like that terrible CGI. That's what this is.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That is the worst thing I've ever seen in my life.
Because when I first saw it, and it was during COVID, like heavier into COVID when I first saw it a while ago, I was thinking, man, John Goodman must need the money.
I mean, he must have really
He's a
PO'd
floating
the IRS.
finger on this. I was like, man, he's been in a bunch of movies. Is he not good with his money? I'm sure he's still got Big Lebowski money. I mean, and Roseanne money, right? I mean, he's still on a TV show, The Connors. He's making bank.
Right. I mean,
he doesn't have to be doing good.
Yeah. Not to mention, I mean, they run Roseanne shows and syndication constantly. So
Yeah, TV Land, or during the weekends, it's on like all day, or one of those channels.
Yeah.
Andy's got a new cartoon out. Have you seen that?
No.
I think it's on Tubi. I'm not sure if it's going to be on TV. It's Pete Davidson, Woody Harrelson, and John Goodman.
I did hear about this. Yeah.
I think it's on Tubi.
And it looks like it's kind of in that.
They play like Haddish. What's
Tiffany
her name?
Haddish.
Tiffany Haddish is.
Yeah,
in
I
it
heard.
too.
I did hear. I did see like a quick commercial about this, and it looks kind of funny.
Yeah,
but
they play like Tiffany Haddish is a cat, and then the three dudes look like they play rednecks of some kind.
Right. Yeah, I know one was like a blonde guy with like a mustache.
Yeah, and other than that, and it looks like it's in the vein of King of the Hill and those cartoons for not children.
Yeah, it's definitely like an adult. The Freak Brothers.
Yeah,
it's on Tubi.
Woody Harrelson, John Goodman, Tiffany Haddish, and
it's very much in that same style of like if you ever seen
and Pete Davidson.
Oh, what's that cartoon? It's kind of like Bob's Burgers, but there's a show, I think it's called The Great Outdoors on Fox.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that.
Okay. I remember seeing commercials for that one. Yeah.
Or the Wild something or others. But yeah, it's very much in that same animation
or even
style.
The Brickleberry looks
kind of like that Wallace O'Gean, which by the way, Paradise PD, if you were super into Brickleberry, find Paradise PD on Netflix. It scratches the itch in a big way.
Now they're starting to big time advertise for the Reno 911 search for QAnon.
Are they?
I saw a bunch.
Did you see the trailer for the new South Park? The part 2? Oh, they're going to answer some questions.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
This is like COVID 1 part 2?
Yeah, they're doing the post-COVID part 2. It's supposed to be out
they leave you on a cliffhanger. For those
I think it's out
watch.
this Thursday, actually, December 16th.
Okay. Well, they leave you on a cliffhanger at the end of this first one. So I imagine we will find the rest of the story.
That's right.
Do you want to? I don't know.
I do.
I don't know. So it is 18 minutes after 8 o'clock. Sometimes you just don't want to turn that stone over. You just leave that stone right where it's at. It is 18 minutes after 8 o'clock. Let's get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Pretty nice for the next couple of days. Getting a little gusty by midweek, but in the meantime, we'll have sunshine today. Our afternoon high 70 to 75. Overnight, partly cloudy and mid to upper 30s, and then we're in the mid 70s again tomorrow with a few more clouds, but still some sunshine. Little low pressure system moving in on Wednesday. Gusty wind, sunny, and mid 70s. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 33 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 45%. Winds are calm at the moment. Warmer today will be near 70, 69 officially under sunny skies today. Winds will be out of the south 5 to 10 miles per hour this afternoon. Partly cloudy for tonight. Expect an overnight low of 35 with southwest winds at around 5 miles per hour. Warmer tomorrow. We'll be in the mid-70s for you Tuesday. Partly cloudy, a high of 74 tomorrow. Winds will be out of the west 5 to 10 in the morning, picking up 10 to 15 for tomorrow afternoon. Warm night for Tuesday night, overnight. Mostly cloudy, overnight low of 48. South winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. Then we're going to get some wind on Wednesday. Warm still, mostly sunny, highs in the low 70s, 73 officially, but they're talking windy with some areas of blowing dust for the afternoon. They're talking west winds 15 to 20, early picking up 25 to 30, gusting as high as 45 miles per hour later in the day on Wednesday. Wednesday night, mostly clear, back down into the mid-30s for an overnight low. Thursday, sunny, highs in the mid-60s. And then Friday will be in the 60s as well. And then the weekend's going to get cooler. We're looking at a 20% chance at some rain showers for Saturday. Partly cloudy, highs only expected to hit 49. Like our low tomorrow night is 48. Our high Saturday is 49. So, yeah, it's going to be chilly. Partly cloudy Saturday night, overnight low at 26, and then we'll be in the mid-50s under sunny skies on Sunday. It is 20 minutes after 8 o'clock. Let's go ahead and, before we take a quick commercial break, I do want to tell you about a great Wi-Fi experience. Introducing Plateau's Smart Home Wi-Fi. It's the ultimate Wi-Fi experience. You can get fiber-to-home technology that's 100 times faster than the average household internet speed. And they have different plans to meet your family's needs and budget. Like you can get the fast plan that gets you true 100 megs of upload and download speed. That's not enough for you. The faster plan that gives you true 500 megs of upload and download speed. If that's still not enough for you, I don't know how, but if it's not, they've got their fastest, which gives you 16 gigs of upload and download speed. Expand your home Wi-Fi coverage with Plateau's Smart Home Wi-Fi. Get the speed you need with Plateau. Learn more by visiting their website today, plateaufiber.com. Again, that's plateaufiber.com. Get the speed you need with Plateau. Tried, true, and trusted. All right, it is 8:21. We're going to take a quick 3-minute break here, and then on the other side, we're going to play our interview with Eric Lopez and Chef Anthony Noble from Church on the Move, talking about the grand opening of the Valley Cafe tomorrow. That's on the other side. Don't go away.
Get Grinchy this Christmas at Roswell Honda. The Grinch stole Christmas and brought it all to Roswell Honda. And that means great deals for you across the lot, like a Honda Odyssey for just $99 a month. Get a free pecan pie and even a trip to Vegas just for stopping by, and a free HD TV with purchase. And register to win one of 3 Michael Kors purses, a Keurig, an air fryer, and even a 65-inch 4K smart TV. Leave the hoo-hash at home and head for Roswell Honda, 2177 West 2nd. And Merry Christmas.
Hey. This is Dr. Keon Egger at Carabelli Dental in Roswell. Our office is passionate about creating beautiful, long-lasting smiles. But here's the thing. Sometimes that means dentures, and that's not a bad thing. These aren't your grandma's dentures. We combine artistry and the latest technology to create beautiful, natural-looking teeth. If you are in southeastern New Mexico and you have dentures or are considering dentures, you need to come visit us at Carabelli Dental.
Come see the team at Carabelli Dental or call 622-4455.
When you think of home health care here in Roswell, what's the first thing that pops into your head? That's right, Frontier Medical. We've been doing it better than anyone else for over 20 years. From in-home nursing to physical therapy and so much more. Doctors and hospitals from Albuquerque to Lubbock and everywhere in between have been trusting their patients to us here at Frontier Medical. So when it's time to make a choice, remember Frontier Medical. 575-627-1112. Frontier Medical.
Name to remember.
You're invited. Come be a part of the grand opening celebration of the Valley Cafe on Tuesday, December 14th. Located inside the 180 Youth Building at Church on the Move on Brasher in Roswell. Enjoy soups, salads, sandwiches, burgers, and more. Try some of their signature recipes, like the sweet and spicy burger with honey jalapeno bacon barbecue sauce, Chef Anthony Noble's fried avocados, and the Smotherman burger with creamy green chili sauce. Need a morning pick-me-up? Swing by for coffee or breakfast burritos on on your way to work. The all-new Valley Cafe, open Monday through Friday, 7 to 3. Stop in for breakfast, lunch, or even a snack after school.
Are you okay? COVID affects everyone and can make us feel alone and overwhelmed with stress, anxiety, and grief. Many of us are worried about jobs, money, housing, testing, and missing classmates, friends, and family. We can help you cope with COVID. Call 505-954-1057 now for free and confidential phone counseling. We are in this together. Cope with COVID. Call 505-954-1057. Paid for by New Mexico Behavioral Health Services Division.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Due to extreme pressure and weather conditions, it literally rains diamonds on Neptune and Uranus. Stop snickering because I said Uranus. Here's Mike Winters. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 22 minutes after 7 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning from Bristol Law Office, Matt Bristol back with us. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Mike. How you doing?
Doing great. How about yourself?
Doing good.
And joining us in studio this morning from Church on the Move and the new Valley Cafe, we have Chef Anthony Noble and Ernie Lopez with us this morning. Morning, fellas.
Good morning. How you doing?
Doing great. How
Good.
about yourselves?
So far, so good.
Awesome. Well, I imagine you're pretty excited. We're days away from the grand opening of the Valley Cafe, which is a new restaurant. I guess you could say diner, cafe. Well, it's cafe. But really come in if you need just a quick cup of coffee on the way to work, or you want to sit down and have lunch or something like that. That's what it's there for you to come. So first off, I got to ask, how did all this get started? How did, because we think Church on the Move, and we got a great facility. We got the 180 Youth building there. They got so much going on there. What just said, you know what, we need a restaurant. How did that come to be?
Well, when we renovated the 180 building, we to begin with, we just had a residential stove in the kitchen, and that was pretty much it.
Okay.
When we redesigned the renovation for the youth building, we added a whole new commercial kitchen.
Okay.
So we added the fryers, the freezers, the griddle, gas stove. We updated everything, and then we started discussing.
He's like, hey, we got all this great stuff. Why don't we use it more often?
Right. We decided to do a cafe. So that's been in the planning since September, October.
So I guess initially, was it when they put all this stuff in, was it, hey, this is going to be for the youth programs at the 180? And then they said, you know what? This is kind of a lot of stuff. We don't need it all the time for the kids. Let's
expand it. Yeah.
I haven't priced commercial grade kitchen equipment, but I'm pretty sure you just can't roll off a couple $100 and get one of those. They're probably
definitely
thousands of dollars.
Exactly.
And I may be lowballing that on the cost of that stuff. So, well, that's great. So Anthony, you've been a chef here in town for many years now. I imagine you're just part of the church as a member of the church and things, and then you said, "Hey, I'm a chef here." I mean, how did you come from your day job, so to speak, to now being the chef here at Valley Cafe? Well, I'm gonna turn your mic on. That's always helpful instead of everybody else's. Sorry about that.
That's all good. Well, like Ernie was saying, once they started renovating the building, I wrote a business plan. I felt like I could move from Cattle Barn to the Church on the Move and just make something happen.
Okay.
And with the profits and stuff, we're gonna do stuff for the community and stuff like that, and we're gonna.
So that's the goal here is say, hey, you guys come in, eat a bunch of burgers, we make money, and we're gonna put that into our programs and stuff.
Exactly. Yeah, it'll go all back to the ministries. And
Very
stuff like
cool.
That.
Awesome. So that's another great way for you to continue to help people in our community by putting delicious burgers and sandwiches in your belly. That's the way I can help. People are like, can you help out? What do I got to do? Eat a sandwich? Let me sacrifice. I will sacrifice my time to eat a sandwich to help others. So when did because the 180 building's been open, I guess, full-fledged here, about a year now, I'm guessing?
The new 180?
Yeah, that.
Since October.
Okay, so not even here. So is the concept kind of started then? Was this like, when did you all just say one day we should do a restaurant? I mean, what like I said, the need showed up there, but when was the actual time frame that this all kind of went down?
This was brought September, October. It was like okay, we have a nice commercial restaurant. Let's just take it. So
this is coming pretty quick then.
Let's take it to the next level.
Good deal. So For folks that don't know, and this is where you guys, because you both have experience running restaurants and things like that, and you always hear those crazy numbers, especially about restaurants that, I don't know the statistic, but it's something like 8 out of 10 restaurants that they fail in that first year and all that. Obviously, this one's got the legs and got the support to do that. But I imagine as you guys, you're kind of thinking, well, we got to plan this out. So there is, no worry of this thing being gone in a year.
Anthony's done an outstanding job putting a financial plan together, the numbers together, to saying, okay, this is what we have to have to make it feasible. Yeah. And he's taken the time and just the effort that he's put into it is just incredible.
Do you mind talking just a little, pardon the pun here, but how the sausage is made? Because I think there's probably a lot of folks listening, like yourself, maybe working in kitchens and things, and they have the dream of running their own restaurants, and which is awesome. That's what you want them to do. But I think a lot of folks, when they think of running a restaurant, they think, I love cooking food. I'm a great cook. I can cook. That's great. But that's one sliver of being a restaurant owner. You're doing a whole lot more in cooking food. For you, I mean, obviously, as the chef here, where you plan the menus, it's much more than I like potatoes. They're looking at, okay, how much do we want to spend per meal? What's our profits, whatever. And so there is a lot of planning going into every single dish on that menu, how it's prepared, how it's done. Talk a little bit about that stuff and just what that's like. I mean, you don't have to give the whole inside baseball, but just kind of give a good idea of what's behind some of that stuff for folks. Because I imagine there's people that are listening saying, I want to own my own restaurant someday. And that's awesome. But realize it's more than just, starting up a grill and start flipping burgers and saying, come and get it. It's a little more than that,
Well, our vendor, we go through Shamrock, and the guy that's taking care of us, his name's Larry. He introduced me to this thing called Menu Wizard. And what it does is it imports all of the prices from what we order, and then I can set up recipes on that program, and it'll show me the food cost exactly.
So basically you can punch a number, say, hey, I want to spend, I don't know, $5 a meal or something, and then it'll put together, based on your price point, some ideas and suggestions.
It breaks it down by ounces, pounds, however you want to do it.
Okay. So if you're thinking, I want a big meal and I want to keep it this price point, this is how I do it.
Exactly.
Nice. Very good.
So we can base it all off of that, and it helps out. It's a very good program.
Now, I know most people are like, well, I love all the X's and O's, but what can I put in my belly?
Exactly.
And I understand that's exactly what I want to know, too. But you guys kind of got it covered. Breakfast burritos and coffee and things like that. And, of course, your lunch fare, soups, salads, burgers, some of your signature dishes, things like that. It's kind of like you'd say a diner fare, I guess you could say. Think of breakfast burritos, sandwiches, burgers, soups, that kind of salads.
We really focus on soups. Everything's made in-house. It's all my own recipes. The soups and sandwiches will be where it's at. The burgers, of course, some of that stuff's fresh made. Everything's fresh. Nothing's frozen. We'll have desserts on the menu and some appetizers and stuff like that.
Nice. Now, on because like desserts and things, you can't. Is that going to be something that kind of rotates, or is that like, okay, we're going to have our staples? You come in, you want dessert A. It's because I know sometimes those change a little bit and things. Is your plan to keep like staples, or to kind of rotate them out and say, hey, cherry pie this week, or whatever it is?
Everything will be consistent, but we will have features throughout. Maybe like Tuesdays we'll do something, Thursdays we'll do something. We're going to kind of play with that as we go, but there will be different stuff at sometimes, but the menu will be set.
And I would imagine too, since the grand opening is this Tuesday, and then as you guys get open for a while and customers come in and out, they're gonna make requests or make changes, and that'll probably, you'll see some new additions or some things that aren't as popular maybe come off the menu, and new things. That's just how restaurants work, based on customer supply and demand. So I imagine if there's a certain sandwich and stuff, and you come in a while, it's like, hey, you should try this club or this thing or whatever. That's where you talk to Anthony and stuff. Yeah, maybe that's something we can add to the menu later on.
I'm big on customizing stuff too, so we'll try to do our best to accommodate people.
Well, and I think and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think when you kind of get your customers involved, or at least feel like they're involved in some of the decision-making process of the menu, you actually get more invested customers sometimes. Is that an accurate statement from your experience, or is that just me on the outside looking in thinking that?
I would say so, maybe.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, all right. So now let's do it. Let's talk some of these signature dishes here. I know. Just because I made the commercial, so I know a couple. Like the your fried avocados. Is that your signature dish? Or yours?
I've never seen them anywhere else, honestly. But
so I gotta know. Is it just the matter of deep frying avocados? I'm sure there's more to it than that.
There's more to it. They're panko crusted, so they have a nice crunch to them. Same as our onion rings. And
nice.
Yeah, that's all breaded in house. And
cool. So how do they? Is it like chips, or how do you? I'm curious because a big old or is it like a half thing? And
so basically, they're wedges. So you cut the avocado down in like eighths.
Okay, so think of like your potato wedges served in a style like that or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Very cool. But that sounds good.
They are good.
What do you? What's the pairing and the dipping for that?
That goes with ranch.
That's a ranch. Cool.
Yeah.
Very good. So I know that's one of them. The Smotherman burger. Is that the Smotherman's creation, or is that?
It was just a clever name I came up with.
Okay, I didn't know if that was you and you're giving them credit for coming up with this idea, or
no, it's basically it's a burger. It's wrapped in a flour tortilla, a large tortilla, and then it's smothered in creamy green chili sauce.
Nice, and, awesome. So that's kind of I like that because some people, a good bun's a good bun. But some people don't want all that bun. They're like, no, I want. And that's where I love the tortilla. When you serve burgers on tortillas, and so I do that at my house all the time. And not if I run out of hot dog buns and I'm like, oh, grab tortillas. No, I'm like, I kind of prefer the tortilla over the hot. You can kind of do your own thing. But yeah, that's another level of go try Anthony's first, but after you kind of try his, and you can go home and try to make your own tortilla burger on a tortilla kind of thing. Talk about some of the soups and stuff. Do you all is that based on what you feel like making that day, or is it what ingredients are available, or do you have a set? All right, Tuesday we're having chicken noodle or whatever.
Right. Well, there's going to be 3 consistent soups. Creamy green chili chicken.
Okay.
Caldillo, which is basically a green chili stew with ground beef. Ooh. And then we'll have a chicken cordon bleu.
Ooh.
And that's has a hand of Dijon mustard, a little bit of Swiss cheese in it.
Okay.
Chicken and ham.
Nice.
So those will be on the menu always.
I'm a Dijon or the cordon bleu sandwich, any form of a cordon bleu. I'm down with it. Mm-hmm. So I've never had a soup form.
Yeah. So those 3 will be on there always, and then of course we'll have stuff.
Sure, featured. Like seasonals, and things like that.
Depending on the weather and stuff like that.
Okay. Do y'all do like a morning menudo or anything like that? I know you do breakfast burritos and coffee and all that, but as far as the soups and stuff, that's probably more lunch.
That's actually a good idea. I didn't think about that. Yeah. So we might do a pozole or something like that in the morning. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, all I know is you hear people serve menudo, people come running.
Right. Yeah, there's some competition in town with pozole and menudo, though, we'll really have to nail that down.
Well, and to be honest, I haven't had a bad one yet. I'm just saying, everyone's like, mine's the best. I'm like, they're all great.
Good.
Yeah.
Hey, come to the party. You know what I'm saying? And that's a great. Yeah, I think especially because I think a lot of places reserve it for a Saturday thing too, don't they? For menudo.
Sunday's big. Actually.
Sunday big. The week. Yeah, usually it's on weekends. So maybe you're the guy that I'm doing it on the weekdays.
Right.
Why you got to wait till Sunday to eat menudo? Now, let me ask, though, because I've heard this debate, too. Like, menudo or pozole. I'm like either one. I'm fine with I don't have a problem with tripe, so I love menudo. I'm good with either one. But I've heard a lot of people, I love pozole, but I think it's the tripe thing.
Yeah,
I'll do the pozole.
I'm a pozole guy, too.
I love it, but I won't kick menudo. I don't mind eating tripe. I kind of, I think people get...
it's the thought. That's all it is.
Yeah,
it's just
people.
Thought.
If you're not used to it or not growing, and then you get something that's kind of chewy, and you're like, all right, this is weird. It's like it's just tripe, man. It's all good. Right. It's all cow. So, all right. I'm gonna put you on the spot. If there was one thing on your menu that someone said to you and said, this is the only thing you can eat the rest of the time you're here, nothing else. What would be that one thing on your menu? I'd go every day. That's what you're eating. And I'm going to hit you both with this. What's your choice? If someone held you down to this is the one thing on your menu that you can only eat, nothing else, what would it be?
Wow, that's a tough one. You go first, Ernie. No.
I would go with the soup.
Okay. Which soup?
The green chili soup.
The green chili chicken?
The green chili chicken.
Okay.
I had a bowl of it, which was It was a big bowl. I saw it, and I thought, oh, I can't eat all of that. It was done. It
He
was
ate
gone.
all of it.
It was
He had
gone.
the bowl and he was licking it. More bread, sopping up everything.
It was gone. I was surprised because when I first saw it, I thought, there's no way I'm going to eat that. And I sure did. Every bit of it, every drop of it.
Nice. So maybe your first meal could be some of that green chili chicken stew soup.
Mm-hmm.
Very good. I know this is like picking your kids. I get that because these are all your creations and ideas. But I'm going to put you on the spot anyway. If someone said there was one meal or one dish, that's it. What would be your go-to?
Well, I really like burgers, so I would go with the sweet and spicy burger.
Yes, we haven't even talked about that one yet. That's so if you like, and I love those because I think we all love spice. I mean, especially we live in New Mexico. We green chili everywhere, but it's nice to not be overwhelmed with spice without something to complement that. And that's where that sweet and spicy burger comes in because when you're like going, then the sweet starts to put that fire out a little bit,
that
right?
barbecue sauce, it's really good. It has brown sugar and molasses to kick off some of the heat.
Nice.
Roasted jalapenos, and it has jalapeno poppers on it and a big, thick cut onion ring as well.
Nice.
With pepper jack cheese.
So you get kind of as far as mouth bite feel, you get a little bit of that fried crispiness. You get obviously the sweet and the heat there with the sauces, and then your beef and on all the meat bite there too.
Yes, sir.
I'm hungry now.
We should have brought you some samples.
All right, well, next time there. But what about like sides and stuff? Do y'all do like chips and all that? What's the side game?
We got French fries, and then we're gonna do like mini hash browns, like tater tots, kind of.
Oh, nice.
And then of course the onion rings.
Very good. I ain't gonna lie. When people when you ask, that's always my toughest decision because I love tater tots, I love French fries, and I love onion rings. And you're like,
which one do I pick this
And then
time?
you feel like I messed up. You know, you're like, I went fries. I should have gone onion rings, or I should have gone tater tots. So now you got to make at least 3 trips in the next after Tuesday here. So now you can go one of each, and then make an educated decision after that too. So, and of course, like we said, we're talking lunch fares here. Don't forget breakfast. Come on by. You guys do what? Breakfast burritos.
Just burritos, yeah.
And you got your coffee drink. So if you need a coffee or something like that, come on by and get your morning pick me up. And I'm guessing typical, your choice of meats and egg and all that for the burrito.
Yeah, it'll be bacon, sausage, egg, potato, cheese, and then there's a variety you can get without meat or stuff like that.
And I imagine green or red or whichever way you want to go.
I make a oven roasted salsa. It'll go on the side, or you get pico de gallo with it.
Nice, very good, awesome. So is it a holdable, or do you have to sit down for this one?
The burritos,
yeah,
they're holdable.
Okay, good.
They'll be able to go to work and eat it as they're driving.
I love both. I like them both at the party, but sometimes, especially in the mornings, you got a plate smothered. You're like, dude, I've got to drive.
Well, if you want them smothered, it'll be a sit down for sure.
That's right. If you want to smother, we're going to sit down. But of course, you guys will be the grand opening will be coming up here on next Tuesday. 14th. What time are you going to? 7 a.m. when you all?
Yeah, 7 a.m.
Because I believe the hours 7 to 2.
7 to 3.
7 to 3.
Yeah,
Monday through Friday.
Monday through Friday, and we're planning on doing Sunday soon, but not yet.
Okay.
I just want to kind of.
Well, that's where you got to put that menudo.
There
you go.
Absolutely, it'll be a curbside pickup only type of deal. But we'll announce that later on.
I imagine there's a lot of things happening at Church on the Move
Always.
Sunday mornings.
Just all week.
One of many.
But by the way, if you come out Sunday mornings, they got the coffee bar and everything right there. So if if you need a little lit in your tank before you head into church here, come on in and grab you a cup of coffee.
It's always a good thing.
Yeah, and I probably should. I don't even know if we've actually officially said this. We kind of did at the beginning, but the Valley Cafe is located inside the new 180 building. They are at Church on the Move. They're on Brasher, on the south end there. So if you go to the new 180 building, you'll see. I'm sure it's got its own sign or whatever to the Valley Cafe there. Just come on by, and then, like I said, beginning next Tuesday. Just all the time. We better wrap it up. But beginning next Tuesday, everything 7 a.m. Come on by for breakfast. Come on back for lunch, and come on by after school for a snack. Open till 3. It's another thing too. Kids get off school. I know a lot of them go to the church after school and things like that. Hey, wander on over to the 180 building. Maybe get you some fries or a burger or some sandwich or something, or just something to drink or something like that afterwards. It'd be great.
We will be with DoorDash too for everyone.
Oh, great! So y'all will be on DoorDash as well. Sweet. So if you don't like to get out of your pajamas, but want to enjoy tasty meats and treats.
Right. Exactly.
Very good. So look for it soon on DoorDash, of course. Then come on out next Tuesday, the 14th, December 14th. That's the grand opening. Come on out, meet the chefs, meet the Smothermans. Come on out, try there. Now, what's has Pastor Troy given his seal on which his favorite is? It the Smotherman burger, or
I don't know. He likes it all.
Yeah.
Really.
I don't know if by de facto he has to go Smotherman burger.
Right.
I mean, the man's name's on the sandwich. You gotta.
we had a taste testing and a soft opening, and he liked it all. I don't think.
Well, that one's got the creamy green chili sauce on it, so you got I love I love that. You never had when they mix Italian, they'll do a chicken Alfredo, but then they'll put a green chili into that cream sauce.
Exactly.
That's a delicious taste. So to kind of have something like that on a burger, yeah, I'm down with that.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Is there anything we missed? Anything that we want to get out there?
With us opening so close to Christmas, we'll have gift cards available too. If people
okay, so you put some stocking stuffers in there, as gifts here, or if you can't wait that long, get two, one for yourself, and then eat it, and then put one in the stocking for later. There.
Exactly.
Very good. And again, it's a grand opening Tuesday, December 14th. It's the all-new Valley Cafe located inside the new 180 building at Church on the Move on Brasher in Roswell. Come on down here on the south end. Come give it a try. Not today, Tuesday, when everything and then it's going to be open Monday through Friday, 7 to 3. And like I said, look in here in the maybe first part of next year, start seeing Sunday hours too.
Yeah.
News this hour.
Very good. Well, thank you, gentlemen. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
If I don't see you before Christmas, have a Merry Christmas.
You too.
Well, you'll see me before. I've got eating to do. So
Right. Come on by.
We'll see you there.
thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
It's 8 o'clock. You're listening to 106.5 Roswell.
Now for a Pecos Valley news update, I'm Jared Cirillo. The New Mexico Department of Health announcing that COVID-19 Pfizer vaccine booster scheduling is now available for 16 and 17-year-olds after federal approvals by the FDA and CDC and a review by the New Mexico Medical Advisory Team. Parents and guardians can register and schedule their children for vaccine boosters at vaccinenm.org. Parents and guardians can also schedule directly with their health care provider, and also parents and guardians will be able to find vaccine appointments on the CDC vaccine website, which is vaccines.gov. The public is being asked to help in locating a missing teenager from Roswell. 17-year-old Trinity Stevenson was last seen Sunday night, December 5th at about 9 p.m. She had left a friend's home in the 200 block of West Deming Street. Stevenson, about 5'6". She weighs about 120 pounds and has brown hair, hazel eyes. Each of her earlobes is split. If you know anything, call the Roswell Police Department. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Pretty nice for the next couple of days. Getting a little gusty by midweek, but in the meantime, we'll have sunshine today. Our afternoon high 70 to 75. Overnight, partly cloudy and mid to upper 30s, and then we're in the mid 70s again tomorrow with a few more clouds, but still some sunshine. Little low pressure system moving in on Wednesday. Gusty wind, sunny, and mid 70s. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
With the SRN News Business Brief, I'm Bill Alexander. The nation's largest food and retail union is urging more than 60 retail and grocery chains to implement stronger measures to help protect hourly workers amid a surge of virus infections. The United Food and Commercial Workers Union said in a letter to the CEOs of Walmart, Kroger, and others that they should reinstate social distancing protocols and urge customers to wear masks at all locations. General Motors and a joint venture partner plan to build an electric vehicle battery factory in Lansing, Michigan. They say the plant would cost up to $2.5 billion and employ as many as 1,700 workers. On Wall Street, the Dow up 216 points to 35,970. The Nasdaq up 113 to 15,630. And the S&P 500 added 44 points to 4,712. With the SRN News Business Brief, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
From macaroons to mattresses, these days folks are used to ordering just about everything. And it's no different at Roswell Ford. Here at the Tailgate Nation, it's time to order your new Ford. Yep, the Ford factories are working overtime to meet demand, and to get the new Ford truck or SUV you want, you need to order it. Place your order by the end of December, and Roswell Ford will give you a $1,000 cash discount. And when it gets here, it'll be like Christmas all over again. But if you're looking for instant gratification, Roswell Ford has more than 100 excellent pre-owned vehicles in stock and ready for delivery. Each one has passed a rigorous 139-point inspection, and each one comes with a 3-day money-back guarantee. And one last thing, wintertime is no time for car trouble, so bring your vehicle in for a complimentary winter vehicle inspection with any maintenance or repair. So come see us at Roswell Ford and have a wonderful Christmas season.
You're invited. Come be a part of the grand opening celebration of the Valley Cafe on Tuesday, December 14th. Located inside the 180 Youth Building at Church on the Move on Brasher in Roswell. Enjoy soups, salads, sandwiches, burgers, and more. Try some of their signature recipes, like the sweet and spicy burger with honey jalapeno bacon barbecue sauce, Chef Anthony Noble's fried avocados, and the Smotherman burger with creamy green chili sauce. Need a morning pick-me-up? Swing by for coffee or breakfast burritos on your way to work. The all-new Valley Cafe, open Monday through Friday, 7 to 3. Stop in for breakfast, lunch, or even a snack after school. Where can you find the best selection of beautiful and unique home decor in the region? Easy. Casa Decor in Ruidoso. For years, people from all over have come to Casa Decor for the best selection of rustic, real wood furniture, beautiful decor from the Southwest and beyond, and quality outdoor furniture and accessories that are built to last a lifetime. At Casa Decor, they have over 10,000 square feet of showroom for everything you need. Casa Decor opens 7 days a week from 9:30 to 5 at 1214 Meacham Drive in Ruidoso, or online at casadecorruidoso.com. Proud supporter of local high school sports. Attention dart enthusiasts, shooters, or just plain old chuckers. B&B Newsstand in downtown Artesia is the only place for quality dart supplies and dart boards. Plus, find wacky adult gifts like novelty socks and cup towels, Candleberry candles, Zippo lighters, and so much more. Come in and browse all the cool stuff at B&B Newsstand. You won't be disappointed. Root beer floats, Coke floats, and the best fountain drinks in town can only be found at B&B Newsstand on the corner of Main and Roselawn in downtown Artesia. Open Monday through Friday from 11 to 7.
This is Renee.
Happy to be here.
She's not some influencer. She's more of a groundbreaker, turning her 4-acre lot into a little slice of heaven behind the wheel of a John Deere 1 Series tractor. Renee runs with us because the most important job is the next one.
That's all I got.
Nothing runs like a Deere. Hear Renee's story at Deere.com.
Stop by Pecos Valley Equipment in Artesia and Roswell, or visit us online at pecosvalleyequipment.com.
Being in the Army National Guard is about more than just serving your country. It's about being there for your community when your neighbors need you most. The Army National Guard makes college affordable. Serving part-time lets you attend school full-time while you take advantage of education benefits that can help you graduate debt-free. If a civilian career is your goal, serving part-time allows you to work at a full-time job. The skills, qualities, and contacts you'll develop in the Guard can open doors to a great civilian career. Want to serve but worried about being away from friends and family? Part-time service in the Army National Guard allows you to serve close to home. Serving in the Army National Guard lets you have the life you want while you enjoy the many benefits of serving your community and nation. You owe it to yourself to learn more about how the Army National Guard can fit into your life. Visit NationalGuard.com.
Sponsored by the New Mexico Army National Guard. Aired by the New Mexico Broadcasters Association and this station.
Looking for the perfect gift? Get them a shirt from Untuck It. Untuck It shirts are designed to be worn untucked. They're the easiest way to keep him looking sharp and feeling comfortable. You can't go wrong with their super soft flannels, wrinkle-free shirts, performance shirts with stretch, and cozy sweaters that are all perfect for right now. They even have a line for her. Find the perfect gift for every guy on your list at one of 80-plus Untuck It stores or at untuckit.com. Untuck It. Shirts designed to be worn untucked.
More than 1 in 3 people will face cancer in their lifetime. Unfortunately, fear can stop you from getting cancer screening, but it won't stop cancer. Early detection can save your life. Don't wait for symptoms to appear to act. Cancer screening is safe, effective, and accessible for everyone, including free or low-cost screening programs. Go to cancerscreenquiz.com now and take the American Cancer Society's 2-minute cancer screening quiz to find out what screening tests are right for you. Don't wait. Take the quiz. Get screened. Go to cancerscreenquiz.com now. cancerscreenquiz.com.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. The catfish has over 27,000 taste buds. Do you think they prefer fried or blackened? Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 54 minutes after 8 o'clock. If you missed any part of our interview there with Anthony and Ernie from Church on the Move there, go back and check it out. Or better yet, go see him tomorrow at the grand opening of the Valley Cafe and eat there. Next hour, we're going to replay our interview with Sheriff Mike Harrington and Charles Eastis. We'll do that about 9:15. So on my TV escapades here, like I said, I'm in season 2 of Letterkenny.
Right.
I'm also into another series.
Okay.
It's I'm behind the 8 ball on this. This one's been out for a few years.
All right.
It's a TNT show called Animal Kingdom.
Oh, okay.
Have you seen it?
I've heard of it.
You've heard of it, seen the trailers maybe? Well, I've seen those too, and I was like, I'm trying to decide whether I like it. So I got watching Letterkenny, and I was like, I'm kind of...
Yeah, you need a break.
I need a break. I need something else. So I started watching, I went on Prime, and they had Animal Kingdom right there. I was like, I went through Goliath here. I'm a fan of the Sons of Anarchy show. Sure. I liked that. So I was like, every time I saw the trailer, it kind of loosely reminds me of Sons of Anarchy a little bit. So I was like, I'll give it a check out. So I guess I like it because I'm about 4 episodes in now, and I'm curious to see how the story continues. So I think I'm in, at least in this first season. There's like 4 or 5 seasons. I don't know. And I'm not sure if it's currently running or if it's in between seasons on TNT, right? But it's still an active show on TNT as far as I know.
Right.
I'm not sure if it's a new season right now or what, but
TNT's been really getting behind some good new series. I mean, that Snowpiercer, it's...
Yeah, I mean, I love Snowpiercer.
New Snowpiercer's coming back, I think, January.
That'll be great. I love the Snowpiercer series.
So far, Animal Kingdom looks interesting. I mean,
I like it. So the premise of the show is...
I have to dip out here in just a minute, but I'll be back. Keep talking.
The premise of the show is it kicks off with a boy. The series starts off with this boy sitting there in an apartment, and he's sitting there next to his mother who OD'd.
Oh, wow.
And so his mother's dead. And so that's where the story picks up. And the boy, now that his mother's dead, has to live with his grandmother and family. They are like a group of like jewel thieves or...
Oh, wow.
They just rob banks, rob jewel stores. They're kind of like a group of them. And so it's like him getting into the family. And... But here's the thing is, as the story's unfolding, now, granted, I'm only in like 4 episodes of the first season, so I'm not, you folks have been watching it for whatever, 3, 4, whatever seasons it's been out now. I'm sure some of this dialogue is twisted, but I get the feeling that, like, the grandma is Ellen Barkin plays the grandma. I think she's kind of the most famous name in the show, Ellen Barkin. A guy named Scott Speedman's one of the sons, and I think I've heard of him in a couple movies. That name sounded familiar, but his face wasn't very recognizable to me. But it's kind of interesting. Like I said, it's very much in that Sons of Anarchy vein where it's the group of people. It's a little, but it's not bikers. They're more surfer types because they live in California, and so it's almost like. To me, it's almost like Sons of Anarchy meets that surfing movie with Patrick Swayze. The name just went right out of my head again. Point Break. That's twice in a week, but I cannot remember that name. It's like Point Break meets Sons of Anarchy. That's what I kind of feel like this Animal Kingdom
So the
shows
kid,
about.
now I'm guessing a man is fully
Well, and I
in.
say kid, he's not like a child.
Right.
He's like 17. He's like a high school kid.
Right.
So he's old enough to want to do those things, but too young maturely to. Well, no one should be doing the things they're doing, but you know what I mean. He's and so
without the proper training.
But that's just it. I think the family, like these uncles, I don't know if they're all blood related. Like they hint that they're all blood related, but I think the part of the twist in the story down the road, at least that's some of the clues I'm kind of getting in the show, is Ellen Barkin, who's the main character, is the grandma for this kid, the mother of these others, and they call each other uncles and all this. I don't think I got a
it's more
feeling
of like a family.
I don't think they're blood related.
Sure,
because I think like one of the brothers is the twin of the boy's mother. So that one, but there's another brother. And he keeps trying to find out like the story and everything, and the way. And I don't know. Again, I'm only 4 episodes in, but it makes it sound like this other brother and his sister had a thing.
Huh.
So I don't know.
So a little bit of Game of
related.
Thrones mixed in there.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
I don't know if they're related or what's going on.
That's very odd.
So I imagine now people that are 3-4 seasons in are knowing what I'm talking about
Right.
here. They probably found this information out. I haven't gotten there yet, but Animal Kingdom. It's on Prime right now. It's a
I'll check it
TNT show. It's again not kid appropriate. It's adult themed.
This is my kid free week, so I'm going to try to get more caught up on Dave because I figured out there's no way I'm going to watch that show around my kids.
Dave is awesome. I finished that. I can't wait till whenever they release season 3, whenever that's going to happen. I'm down. So, all right, we got to go. You're listening to 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, KEND Roswell. Back on the other side of news.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Greg Clugston in Washington. Kentucky's governor says there are 63 known dead in his state from Friday's tornadoes and says the death toll is likely to grow. For residents in the path of twisters that rumbled through half a dozen states, the damage is still hard to comprehend.
It looks like a war. I mean, like it just looks like bombs went off.
In Mayfield, Kentucky, most of the town was leveled. Dr. Milton West is senior minister at First Christian Church and was devastated to see what was left of the building.
We were up most of the night praying and worrying, and then when it got daylight, I got in my truck and came on into town, and it just stunned. I did not go in the building until late yesterday afternoon, but what I saw, just heartbreaking.
President Biden has approved a disaster declaration for Kentucky, which frees up federal assistance. A major winter storm is bearing down on California. Rain is forecast for the next several days, and in the mountains, several feet of snow is expected. The world's largest economies are united in warning Russia against an invasion of Ukraine. Liz Truss is the British Foreign Secretary.
What we've seen this weekend is a united front from the G7 that there would be massive consequences if there were to be a Russian incursion into Ukraine, which would carry severe costs.
G7 has not yet said what form those sanctions would take, but Truss said the group is considering all options. Police say one person is dead, 13 others were injured in a drive-by shooting. It happened during a candlelight vigil near Houston last night. Red numbers on Wall Street so far this morning, the Dow down 289 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Your pets have the same energy they used to? Do they have problems with itching, scratching, a dull coat, or goopy ears? Then your pets need Dinovite.
DINOVITE.com.
For over 20 years, pet owners have trusted Dinovite to supplement their pet's diet.
We started Dinovite, and in our first box, we noticed a difference.
Dinovite is an all-natural daily supplement made from whole foods that help support your pet's immune system, digestion, skin, and coat.
Within 3 weeks, he's not scratching and itching, and he's an all-around happier dog.
Today's commercial pet foods are processed at high temperatures, which bakes out all the essential goodness. These processed foods can lack the essential vitamins, enzymes, and probiotics that contribute to overall good health. Adding a scoop of Dinovite to your pet's food bowl is the answer.
If you love your pets as much as I do, you'll want to do what's best for them to live long, healthy, happy lives. I have 2 cats and 2 dogs. All 4 of them are on the Dinovite.
You won't believe how happy your dog will be.
DINOVITE.com.
Changes are coming to Fox News Sunday.
After 18 years, this is my final Fox News Sunday. It is the last time, and I say this with real sadness, we will meet like this.
That's Fox News Sunday anchor Chris Wallace. signing off yesterday for the final time as he announced that he is leaving the network.
18 years ago, the bosses here at Fox promised me they would never interfere with a guest I booked or a question I asked, and they kept that promise. I have been free to report to the best of my ability, to cover the stories I think are important, to hold our country's leaders to account.
CNN later announced that Wallace will be joining its new streaming service, CNN Plus, which is expected to debut early next year. Wallace is a veteran broadcast journalist, having previously worked at ABC and NBC News. News and analysis at townhall.com. I'm Greg Clugston. New York's statewide mask mandate goes back into effect today. While some agree, others are pushing back against it.
Facing a cold weather surge in COVID infections, Governor Kathy Hochul announced Friday that masks will be required in all indoor public places unless the business or venues implement a vaccine requirement.
I don't want to go back ever again to that place where people couldn't go to their jobs safely, couldn't congregate, kids couldn't go to schools.
The Democrat said violations carry a $1,000 fine and local health departments will enforce it. But the Republican Rockland County executive said they can't and won't as it currently stands. And a similar statement came from another Republican leader. Julie Walker, New York.
A 15-year-old boy accused of opening fire at his Michigan high school, killing 4 students, is due in court for a procedural hearing. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel witch and what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 3.
Tres Inviernos.
Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Monday.
Yep.
Welcome to it.
Shut up.
I was just looking at, they got a show on Fox News, whatever. They got Kellyanne Conway on, and I'm kind of like, why is she...
Right.
I didn't know that was still in the media thing. I thought they kind of went the way of the dodo a little bit. But I guess
She
not.
probably did, but now it's...
Well, her and her husband are now divorced, right?
They're, I think,
or separated
in the
or whatever.
process thereof.
Yeah.
Don't even get me started on her daughter. That was the whole thing.
Yeah. I saw her on news. I didn't know she was still coveted.
My guess is, money's probably dried up a little bit, and so she's, back doing the media circuit.
I just don't understand. She advised Trump for a little bit there, and I'm not even sure.
Have you...
even when she was, there as the advisor, you ever notice she wasn't in the White House? Everyone's in the White House. She was, on the front lawn doing all her spiel.
You've watched daytime Fox, right? Fox News daytime?
Well, it's on. I don't...
Half the time you're they're like, all right, we've got the personal assistant to Boris Yeltsin on the phone.
Yeah, they all got that.
It's literally like everybody who's ever done anything in Washington or in the Beltway, they're going to have some kind of opinion or a book.
Yeah.
And that's my guess is Kellyanne's probably doing some kind of book in the near future.
If I had my druthers, there'd be no 24-hour news channels.
Right.
None. Because we don't need it.
We
don't need it. All it does is create fear and hype and people that are... it's the WebMD of television.
Do you know that
24-hour news is the WebMD of television?
I agree. Yeah, it's if you want to find out that you have cancer, watch TV. It's probably what's going to tell you tonight at 11. But Do you know that what the so CNN when Ted Turner started the cable news network, the first of its kind 24-hour news network, he proclaimed that CNN would be on the air until the end of the world.
Yeah.
And that they would be there to cover the final story of the end of the world. And
they're like, we're running out of stuff to do. We better speed up this end of the world thing.
I'm telling you, this is the reason I know this is because it became a huge story when, like several years ago, the video was released of the last video that CNN will ever air. So, okay. I mean,
I've already made it?
Yes. So what it is once they know that basically the end of the world is going to happen, they have strict orders to play a specific video at the end when like the doomsday clock strikes, essentially.
Is it REM?
This is when you know that CNN is going off the air because of like events unfolding or what have you. And it's this video. It's just CNN is going to play this. And it's just, let me see if it's going to actually play. Yeah. It's a chorus singing Nearer My God to Thee. They basically said that once they see like the asteroid about to hit Earth,
they're going to play this.
They're going to go off the air. This will be the last thing they see because they want to. Ted Turner said he wants to leave people with a thought of peace.
Well, assuming Ted Turner is going to be alive when this happens.
Well, this is in their edict.
Yeah, I get that. But if you're the guy who's got to push the button,
right?
Are you going to push the button?
That's the thing. What happens if you push it too quick?
Yeah. What
happens if you blow it and the end of the world didn't come?
Yeah.
It was just like one of those like Armageddon situations where it just messed up half the world and the rest of us are fine.
See, I would have gone with REM, but that's me.
Right. That's losing my religion? No, I understand. It makes total sense. Total sense.
No, there are other
That's
songs.
Me in the corner.
No, Stand. That was the one I was going to do. Stand in the place where you live.
Think about direction, wonder why you had it. Oh, that'd be great. That would be good. CNN. Actually, you know what? Fox News, step it up a notch.
Y'all thinking end of the world. No, I was thinking Stand.
No, if I had my druthers, the last video that Fox News would ever play is, and I'm sure you haven't seen this yet, but wait till we get off the air because you will.
Okay.
There's this, the only way to describe it is basically just an absolute wreck of a human being. Has like a rap song out that went viral over the summertime because of how bad it is.
Oh, good. It's
and
so
the chorus is basically... Party till I die with my hands up high. Twerk like it's my last day on this earth. I swear to God, I can't play it because it's not radio friendly, but it is.
That's pretty much it.
That is that's the hook of the song.
That's something you do in the shower when you're like.
It's one of those things where it's like I hate it.
Yeah.
I hate it so much. But every time I hear it, I want to hear it again.
It's a earworm,
it
man.
Is.
It's
it
stuck
really
in your head.
is.
Yeah.
Just hearing twerk.
Hey, and all the old people that make fun of you, just say pet rock and then walk away.
Not wrong. God, this generation's so stupid. Hey.
Pet rock.
Pet rock.
Walk away.
This generation is genius. I will say this out loud. This generation is genius because they have figured out a way to make inane stupidity so bankable.
Well, I think it's the same generation people buying the dumb things that they're selling. I mean, think about it. I'm just saying, like the whole YouTube thing.
Mm-hmm.
I guarantee there's not a whole lot of 40 and 50-year-olds spending their entire day watching YouTube.
Right. I'm 37, so I'm not there yet.
But you're close.
And I'm the outlier. I admit that.
Yeah.
I'm good with that.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to be the way of the future. But what I'm saying is they know how to market to their people because let's just face it, no one our age would think of saying, you know what, I'm going to sit here and play a video game all day and people are going to watch it and pay me money.
But dude,
we all laugh at that. And yet there's millionaires, a bunch of them right now doing that. And they literally sit in their basement all day playing games and people give them money.
It's infuriating to me. And I brought this guy up before. It's infuriating to me that there's a man on TikTok who makes guaranteed more than I make in a year, in a calendar year, by watching videos of other people making food and then going, oh my God, is he putting on peanut butter? Oh my God, it's honey and chocolate chips. Oh, I'm never going to be a skinny man. That's his whole thing.
Yeah.
Like every single one of his videos ends with, I'm never going to be a skinny man, or diabetes take the wheel, some catchphrase that he's come up with. And he's got millions upon millions of followers.
Yeah.
And it's God, I wish I hadn't taken so much time to learn a craft and a skill.
But here's I know you get envious of this, and I understand.
I know it's fleeting. I know.
But that's just it. What is that person going to do in 5 years from now when people don't care about that anymore?
Right.
So unless they invest wisely, which is the problem.
Exactly.
All these kids, they're doing it. They're all gonna spend it on Bentleys and
half
bling.
these TikTok creators live in the same house in California. It's like they're called the TikTok house.
They're going to drive around in their Beamers and Mercedes and whatnot, and can't rub two nickels together 5 years when all that dries up.
The best example of that is this guy named Harvey Morenstein. Morenstein, I'm not sure. Morenstein, I think. Anyways, he did a show called Epic Mealtime. It was huge on YouTube several years ago. You probably remember the one I'm talking about. He made like gigantic versions of fast food. Like he would take a lasagna, but it was made with like the layers were like burgers and Taco Bell. And it was this big thing. And he was huge. They had a TV show. They had a line of products. Now the guys, I mean, I'm sure he's got money, but what happened? It's like, I haven't seen an Epic Mealtime in years.
Maybe he's the smart one.
Yeah, maybe he made his nut
and got out of Dodge.
Yeah, that's possible. Very possible.
And I hope that's the way it went. And then he goes off into obscurity, counting his millions.
Yeah, well, that doesn't help. That doesn't help out Muscle's glasses. Okay.
Yeah, but most of those don't end up that way.
That's true.
The case. And I'm not sure this guy did.
That's the thing. If you're going to be the guy, you better be the guy and not the guy's friend, because the guy's friends are the ones who are struggling for money and showing up on season 4 of Eating with the Stars.
You got to take whatever that is off the internet into the mainstream before you got any sustainability.
And I don't know what combination of things it is that hits all the algorithms that make. Olivia Rodrigo had the best selling album or single of the entire year last year over any other artist. I couldn't tell you not a lick of one of her songs.
Well, it's a lot of that.
And she's just an okay singer. She's an okay looking person. I don't see what exactly appeals about her versus anyone else, but she hit all the algorithms.
And that might be your 37-year-old self.
Right, absolutely it is.
Because maybe every 20-year-old knows that person.
Sean, have you ever thought that maybe you're out of touch?
But we should be out of touch. That's my point.
Agree.
Celebrate that.
I enjoy every day that I don't have to keep up with all this crap.
Yeah.
You know?
I got to wrap this up because of our interview, but it's like these Diet Coke commercials they keep showing. Have you seen those? And a lot of them were, this is the drink your mom drank.
Right.
And you take her music, you take her thing, and that's how it's supposed to be. Young people are supposed to learn from older people and then take that and make their own thing out of it. That's how life works. Yeah. And so, I get it. I'm just that same person. I'm the same person who sits there and goes, oh, that's awful. I mean, and listen, I don't listen to music unless it's Metallica.
No,
I that's it. I don't.
I get it.
So when people talk about Billie Eilish and all this, and I'm like, I know they're famous. I couldn't name a song. I don't care because it's not my thing.
No, you picked a good wagon to hitch a good train to hitch your wagon to.
Yeah.
Admittedly, but there's other stuff out there.
I'm fully aware of it. I just don't want to take the time to invest into it. I found what I like. I'm sticking with it. I'm moving on with my other things.
When's the last time you had a nice soak in New Kids on the Block? Maybe a nice Backstreet Boys stroll around.
I am married to my wife.
I understand.
So I get enough of exposure to things like that through her, because whenever I'm in the car, and she drives a lot because she's a control freak. So I let her drive a lot and just let her do it.
Sure.
And I can't. Do you think I hear nary a Metallica song when I'm? No. It's New Kids or some god awful countdown from Rick Springfield or some clown shoe like that from the 80s that can't do real music today. So
Nina Van Horn? What the?
Nita Blackwood and Rick Springfield and everybody else doing their VH1 top 80 countdown, whatever garbage that we listen to every time I'm in the car.
Right.
That's it.
Motorhead.
Or her Amazon playlist, which consists of Roll on Highway, Roll on Through,
Roll on family like I asked you to do. Don't start it if you ain't gonna finish it. Roll on good family.
Yeah, which is fine for a hot Which is fine for a hot minute, but after 30 minutes of that, I'm done.
Sure.
So I see it, I'm exposed to it, I don't like it or care to be a part of it. That's why I'm like, what do you got? I got Metallica. That's what I listen to.
I like any song that features a good whip crack or like some CB banter at the beginning.
Yeah,
a good C.W. McCall really hits the spot for me,
All right, it is 18 minutes after 9. Here's your weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Pretty nice for the next couple of days. Getting a little gusty by midweek, but in the meantime, we'll have sunshine today. Our afternoon high 70 to 75. Overnight, partly cloudy and mid to upper 30s, and then we're in the mid 70s again tomorrow with a few more clouds, but still some sunshine. Little low pressure system moving in on Wednesday. Gusty wind, sunny, and mid 70s. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 40 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 41% with winds out of the north at 5 miles per hour. Sunny today, highs near 70, 69 officially with northwest winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Partly cloudy tonight with an overnight low of 35, west winds at around 5 miles per hour. Tuesday, another warm one, sunny, 74 tomorrow. West winds 5 to 10 early, 10 to 15 out of the south for the afternoon. Tomorrow night, mostly cloudy, overnight low of 48, south winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. Wednesday, warm and windy, sunny, high of 73. That's the good news, but you're going to see some areas of blowing dust and winds. Southwest winds early, 20 to 30. But throughout the day, you'll see gusts as high as 45 miles per hour. Looking at clear skies, overnight low of 34 Wednesday night. Thursday, sunny and 65. Friday, sunny and 64, and then cooler for the weekend. 20% chance of showers, partly cloudy, high of only 49 for Saturday. Mostly sunny and 54 on Sunday. All right, 9:19, quick commercial break, and then our interview we had on Friday with Sheriff Mike Harrington and Under Sheriff Charles Eastless. That's on the other side.
I'm Chip Davis of Mannheim Steamroller. Today, it's the truth about Santa, whose story surprisingly begins with the Greek god Poseidon. The ancient Greeks believed that Poseidon provided everything good, and a good harvest, a good life. It all came from Poseidon. Some 2,000 years later, in 25 AD, a Christian church was built on the ruins of an old Poseidon temple. It was home to a kind and benevolent bishop who wore bright red and green robes. His name was Nicholas. And like Poseidon, he also gave gifts, but only to good little children each Christmas. Next time, how Nicholas became our modern Santa Claus. And I'm Chip Davis of Mannheim Steamroller.
Happy holidays from Indeed.com. Post a job in minutes and zero in on qualified candidates. Get started at Indeed.com/hire.
The Red Raiders, the Bulldogs.
Big hole in the middle, he's gone. Touchdown, Red Raiders.
Live from Liberty Bowl Memorial Stadium.
It's intercepted. Oh, what a great play by the Rabbit.
It's the Liberty Bowl.
It is good. It is good. It is good.
Join us Tuesday, December 28th. Our coverage begins at 4:30 on your home for Red Raider football. The Texas Tech Sports Network from Learfield.
A good night's sleep is so important. Did you know that proper sleep supports a healthy heart, decreases chances of weight gain, and boosts a positive mood? Hi, this is Dr. Sarah Usher with Carabelli Dental. It doesn't matter your age, sleeping issues can make any of us reach for that all-day cup of coffee. If you know you are not sleeping because of severe snoring or sleep apnea, come visit us. We can make you a small oral appliance that will help you sleep better and live better.
Come see the team at Carabelli Dental at the corner of 9th and Main in Roswell, or call 622-4455.
Sure, you can inspect your own roof, get out that rickety ladder, crawl around up there and try to spot the problem until... Or you could call the experts at Do Right Roofing. Do Right Roofing has quality products for any type of roof. They can even install seamless gutters. Do Right Roofing will inspect your roof and give you a free estimate fast. Keep your feet on the ground. Call Do Right Roofing today.
575-623-2273. Let Do Right do your roof right.
Find them fast in names and numbers.
Roswell is our home. That's why we've all got to do our part to stop illegal dumping. Throwing your trash, clutter, or yard debris in the alleys, sidewalks, or streets is a crime, and it takes time and money to clean it up. Those caught dumping illegally can face fines of up to $500. You can help by taking your waste to the landfill once a month for free with a paid water bill. Call the City of Roswell Solid Waste Department for more information at 575-624-6746. Help keep Roswell clean. After all, do you want your kids to grow up in a dump?
Fergie's Plumbing and Heating now has financing available through One Main Financial. Let Fergie's Keep your house warm all winter long. Call 622-2260 today. And when you get a new HVAC unit from Fergie's, you get a $50 Cattle Baron gift card on them. Fergie's Plumbing and Heating. 622-2260.
Fergalicious. Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Men are 6 times more likely to be struck by lightning than women. That's because men are 6 times more likely to wear a tinfoil hat in a thunderstorm. Here's Mike Winters.
Joining us in studio this morning from the Chaves County Sheriff's Department, of course, Sheriff Mike Harrington and Under Sheriff Charles Eastlis back with us. Morning, gentlemen.
Good morning. How are you?
Doing great. How was the Thanksgivings? I haven't talked to you.
It was good.
Since before Thanksgiving.
Holidays were good.
Good deal.
You know, we're on this keto diet, so you have
a lot of turkey and no potatoes.
Right,
none of the good stuff.
So I've been doing this thing.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you, we had a good Thanksgiving lunch at our office as well, and we and then at home was fantastic. Had all the family and everybody come over, but the community was great. Didn't have any real big problems other than the homicide.
Sure,
we did have that. But
and the holidays always bring that anyway. It's when anytime there's families getting together. Domestic violence, drinking, alcohol, drugs, all that goes up.
Families that don't normally get together.
Sure.
And they do.
And speaking of that, because we did have the homicide and things like that, it's important for me to tell you how dedicated and how hard workers my detectives and my patrolmen are. They're out there working, and when something like that happens, they're called away from their families, and they're out there working hard, and they did a fantastic job on this case, and it's just a sad thing to see, but we live in crazy times right now.
Sure,
especially whenever a son kills a mom.
Mm-hmm.
That's you just think on Thanksgiving Day, that's pretty crazy.
And unfortunately, as the sheriff's department, any law enforcement, they want to help and resolve situations, but in scenarios like that, the best case scenario is we have closure.
Yes.
It's a bad deal either way.
Yeah.
People's lives were lost. No one's going to be happy about that. But at the very least, we have an answer on what happened, how it happened, and that allows the process of healing and moving on to begin too. Which
it takes time
that's the consolation.
That.
As a sheriff's department, you're like, hey, we're sorry, we feel for you, but at the end of the day, we have a job to do.
Yeah.
And this is what we can do, is do our job properly to help you.
It's 6 ways to one, half a dozen the other. You either have, unfortunately for this family, they have the closure, but it was a family member that did that to a family member.
Sure.
Or is it the non-closure of never knowing who did that, and it be a random incident? And so exactly.
Yeah. At least, because at least if it's a non-family member, that they rally together to hate. But now it's civil war. It's family member versus family
split.
And since then we've had several other incidents happen. We had the incident that happened out on Country Club and Brown Road that appears to be a random type of shooting
scenario,
possibly a carjacking or something. And we're investigating that, and we're going to catch that person who shot that individual. And luckily for us, the victim didn't pass, survived the injuries, and we are working that case at full speed ahead, and we're going to catch whoever it was. And like I said, there's technology out there right now that is unbelievable, and it's going to put that person right on the scene.
If it's the one I'm thinking about, that's the one on was it like Sycamore or something?
Brown Road and Country Club.
Country Club, that's where it was.
And Country Club.
I remember hearing, because I actually know some of the people, the victims on that side.
Right, yes.
And
so
that one, when I heard that story, I was like, man, this sounds like something out of Detroit or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It doesn't sound like something here in Chaves County.
Exactly.
And I'm glad that and to be honest, not that I'm trying to make a proponent or anything. I know for a fact the victim here was armed and everything else, and that probably saved that person's life at the end of the day, from what I'm hearing and things like that. I don't know all the details and all that.
Being very much aware saved his life.
But again, going back to that, being a good steward of as a firearm owner, things like it, continuing that trail is the path to lowering crime and doing those kind by relying on the police to do their job and protect us, but at the same time, don't make yourself a victim either. And,
That's right.
Or allow yourself to be a victim.
Yeah. You know, and make it less desirable for you to be someone that can be a victim. And that because we've said this 100 times, criminals do crime of convenience. Even your violent ones, you know, and generally a lot of times is what happens, it's a robbery gone bad, is somebody walked in or somebody, you know, things happen, and that's usually so the best.
They want the easiest path.
Exactly.
That's all
so,
it is, so
if you're making it as hard as possible to make it easy, then you're doing the best you can to protect you and your family.
And then we had the incident out by Walmart that sent everybody into a panic, thinking there was an active shooter inside the Walmart. And the best thing that I saw happen that night was all agencies came together, worked together quickly to, you know, I got there and I put it on Facebook immediately and let people know, hey, it's not happening in Walmart.
Right.
This is a serious incident that's going on outside of it.
And I think what caused the confusion is at one point there was a thought that one of the suspects had fled into Walmart.
Yes.
That was later debunked, basically.
Right.
No,
was that confirmed?
Did.
Okay, that was confirmed.
They did.
Okay.
Yeah, and so no one was armed. Everyone was unarmed. They were just leaving the scene of where someone was just shooting at them as well.
Gotcha.
So they were getting out of there, but it's good that they went in, and I'll tell you, Walmart, Sam's, the mall, everybody did exactly what they're supposed to do. Went into a lockdown, but when the word got out there, it had to be quelled as quick as we possibly could because people were driving down Main Street trying to get to where their family members are.
Heavily populated. It was during rush hour times.
And they were
a lot of people worked
putting
there.
people at risk. So we had to get it out there as quick as we could to say, hey, everybody in Walmart's fine, everybody in Sam's is fine. The individual who was doing the majority actually was targeting the other individual, was shot, and but that was down by Berendo Elementary School, not at the Walmart.
Yeah.
So,
and that's where I was saying, which could have been a little bit of a blessing in disguise, if this happened, say 3-4 hours earlier when that school's in session. That would have made this a whole lot different animal. In a weird sort of way, we were fortuitous that this happened later, 4 or 5 o'clock, as opposed to 2, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Yeah, exactly.
And that's one of the things that we look at. And, you know, the schools have a good system in place. Like I said, Walmart, everybody else, they did a good thing. But we just had to make sure that we calmed people down because everything was over. It had to get back to driving the speed limit coming down Main Street. Don't be running red lights. Don't be trying to come out there to where your family is. And we've seen this other times in our history or my time here when we had the Berendo Middle School shooting. There were more people causing accidents coming down Main Street.
Sure.
And everything was already over.
Trying to get to their family members.
Trying to worry about
or
their
get something
scenario.
on Facebook.
And I understand, especially the Berendo. You know, your kids there. It's getting but you're doing more harm than good by doing that because the people that are qualified, trained, and the ones that are going to make the situation right, you're hurting their opportunities to get the job.
One of the things that we've learned from active shooters all over this country is that whenever you have looky-loos that are going up or people showing up at the scene, the ambulances can't get to the scene.
Yeah.
The fire trucks can't get to the scene. So you have to remember you getting there to see what is going on is impeding life-saving measures for everybody else.
You're costing people's lives by doing that. So I get it. Curiosity kills the cat, worried about something because you've created a scenario, whatever it is, or if it's real. But please do, hopefully you never have to worry about this stuff. But if you do, think about that. Same thing with driving on Main Street here and stuff. If you see emergency vehicles going, they're always going to be in that passing lane.
Yeah. And it's called the pullover law.
So if you are on, say, Main Street, because that's where it's most commonly happening, you're driving in that left lane and you're seeing emergency vehicles coming hard up on you, get out of the left lane.
And unless something's happening on somewhere on Main or right off of Main. We try to avoid Main if we're having to run code.
Sure.
And that's for the safety of the public as well as the safety of the deputy.
Yeah.
You know, it's a lot
People
easier to
coming
go
out of-
around than it is to go through.
But sometimes you don't get
sometimes
that
you have to
luxury.
do
You
that.
have
That's
to
right.
do it.
And Main Street
That's
is
right.
direct access for us from the sheriff's office to north. You know, if it's something that's on the east or west side of it, we can hit the relief route, or we can hit.
Or you
got
got to leave the county, go up to Bacher there. You're heading out that way. Yeah, exactly.
And so yes, we do use Main Street a lot, and one of the things, and just like I have to tell my deputies, you have to remember that whenever someone is getting ready to pull out of McDonald's, they're not looking at who's coming down the road. They got their hand in the bag, trying to sneak a fry to get down, and they're
making sure they got all their food. Yeah,
they're going to pull out and not even hear you or see you because they got the radio on. They're focused on making sure their drink's not spilling, whatever it may be, and you're going to crash.
Yeah,
and you're no good if you crash.
I think I was telling you this a couple months ago. We were. Just the same thing. I was pulling out of a drive-through to go to turn on to Main there, and I wasn't a police officer. It was an early Sunday morning or something. So I went, but I was going to turn, and I was doing the same thing, kind of looking, making sure. And then I went to turn right, and sure enough, there's a kid on a bicycle.
Oh yeah,
in the middle of the road, driving the wrong way. And I started, and I slammed on the brakes, and like, holy crap, he's right here.
There are more pedestrians.
What are you doing, dummy? Get on the road.
If you notice, we have a lot more pedestrians and a lot more bicycles out now.
Yeah.
And they don't always wear bright clothing, especially at night. And you'll go to make a turn, and all of a sudden they're there, and they're looking at you, and you're looking at them. And, ooh.
And they look at you like you're it's like, wait a minute, you're on the road going the wrong way, but still, you're the one at fault because you're the driver.
Right.
You're the one who's supposed to be in control of things.
You gotta people texting and driving.
Yeah.
Because they look and they don't see any cars, so they're texting, and you got a jogger on the side of the road or a person on a bicycle or whatever it may be, you're going to run them over.
Yeah.
And that's dangerous. But I also want to talk to you about one of the things that we did this last weekend that I thought was by Main Street Roswell that I thought was a success was on the courthouse lawn. They did the Christmas tree lighting thing.
Yeah, last Friday.
Yeah, Friday.
Friday night.
But then they also, and I'm telling you, I want to look into seeing what we have to do to get donations or something like that to get that movie screen back out there.
Amazing.
To watch those people sitting there. You got over 100 people sitting there.
They were showing the Grinch, I think.
Yeah,
right?
it was the Grinch, but they brought their own snacks.
Yeah.
They had their own stuff, and
their
sat
blankets,
there,
their chairs.
and it was amazing to me to see people just sitting there like they were in a drive-in movie theater.
It was neat.
I did drive by there because I was working late here Friday, and then we had dinner, and then I went by there, and you're right. Yeah, they were just quietly watching. And
he and I were walking around, and we were talking. It looks like a drive-in.
Yeah,
that was great.
But it was impressive to me to see all these people come together, kids still being able to do what they wanted to do, but they were sitting there and they were fixed on that screen. And this is a movie that's been out, everyone's seen it 1,000 times.
Sure.
But what I liked was it brought the community together. It brought this to an outside event, which was I just really thought that was a great thing.
Yeah,
and
really neat.
The sheriff's office was there. We made sure that everything was good.
Yeah.
But you didn't have to do anything because it was a very peaceful and enjoyable event for these people.
Yeah, you're just giving directions, or people like, hey, where's this? It's over here.
I just told them, hey, but
the coco's over there.
Exactly.
Yeah,
that's all you guys had to do that night.
and then the next day when we did the Christmas light parade thing, I will tell you that there were more people show up to that than I thought was going to show up.
That was because there was
amazing.
When I went by like 6, 7, and I think they were cars from the convention center back past college. I mean, they were
all the way to past Nimmy.
Yeah, past Nimmy. Yeah, they were,
and they went in and they would snake several rows.
Yeah, they probably had 1,000 cars go through there at least.
There was more than that.
More than that.
I was right.
We know he was the entrance. I was the exit.
Well, I want to tell you,
we were back to back.
We were standing there, and there were so many cars.
Yeah.
But here's what was impressive to me as well: the people. It wasn't about the going around looking at the lights inside the light parade itself. It was 3.5 hours in the car with your family and
in line.
I'm going to tell you, the majority, if not 99% of the people pulling up there were happy.
Really?
And they were
ready to kill each other yet?
We had people saying they were singing, they were talking, they were doing whatever else.
Love it.
And to me, that was impressive because, like you said, 3.5 hours. You could have drove to Albuquerque.
Yeah.
And
stop touching me.
Yeah,
stop touching me.
I got to use the bathroom.
Are we there yet?
I got to do this. and what we learned from that is that because we didn't expect, you never know. Anytime you hold an event, and we know this from whenever I was campaigning, you never know how many people are going to show.
You may get 10, you may
God
get 1,000.
shows.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you're just praying somebody shows.
That's embarrassing, like two guys
you
in
got all
there.
these hot dogs or something. And you're saying,
Trust having radio. I know all about that.
Yeah. and I'll tell you, it was car after car.
They didn't
after
end.
car.
That's great.
And even coming up on from 5:30 to 10 o'clock at night, whenever they finally had to shut it down and say, hey, people are. Santa Claus is tired, right?
Yeah. Gotta get his
but
nap.
You seen the line was still
at 10 o'clock.
Coming.
We still had 97 cars. In line.
So it was to me though, watching this and seeing it. This is something that this city needs.
Yeah.
I'm thankful that the Main Street Roswell put something like that.
Yeah, they did a great job.
That was really
this
nice.
event, and I imagine lessons learned is hey,
you learn.
We need to plan for more vehicles, and we got to figure out an overspill here.
Something like that is amazing. Not just for Christmas. That would work for Halloween.
Sure.
It would work for little trunk or treat type deals. Like a drive-through thing. It is amazing.
But the one thing that people were telling me is, hey, people were cutting in to line, or people were allowing other people to get there. Well, we're used to that already because we have the fair here.
Right.
You can be in the line at the Ferris wheel or whatever ride, and one family walks up and allows 20 other people in front. It takes you 2.5 hours to ride one ride.
And you get the dirty looks
night.
there, just like you do here.
Yeah, you got the, and so we've got to perfect it somehow.
Yeah.
But I can tell you, Main
things
Street
to iron
Roswell.
That's a winner.
Main
It's a winner
Street
of an
Roswell
idea. It's a winner of an event.
Fantastic job doing this, and all the volunteers that were there. Everybody who participated,
they worked there themselves.
It was good.
Well, I saw a bunch of pictures and the lights. The public did an amazing job of their Christmas displays and everything.
Like
and definitely. And whether they stick with this for next year or go back to the actual parade, whatever we do here, it sounds like
either
it's
one
on
are
the table.
successful.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good thing here.
This was better than nothing. And it was great.
What I got to see during this, I'm talking about for the Christmas parade, not the regular parade. There was maybe 12 floats or vehicles
lit
or
up
whatever,
vehicles or
lit
whatever.
up vehicles that would have been in that parade.
Gotcha.
It's like the Veterans Parade, and it saddens me to see that not many people go out for that. But it's so short, people just don't go.
Yeah.
But
the people that do go are very passionate.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
so
100%.
But what happened during this event was curiosity.
Yeah,
killed the cat.
And then I imagine too,
and they showed
once
up.
you get in line, this is the thing about the 3 hour getting along. You don't have a choice because I laughed with a lot of families coming out because we stood back to back and the entrance and the exit were in the same area.
Yeah.
They'd come in and greet the sheriff and he'd direct them in, and then they'd come out and I'd talk to them on the way out and tell them which way to go out, or they could go over with Santa and get pictures or whatnot. And we'd kind of laugh back and forth, but I told them, I said, so how was it? They said, oh, it was great. I said, about an hour and a half through, you were probably thinking, oh, if I could get out of this line, right?
I could escape.
They said, but then it actually, we didn't have any choice. But
it was worth sticking through it.
And afterwards, they were like thrilled.
Yeah, and really,
it was really neat.
Like I said, it was just amazing to me because I seen all the kids. I seen from the youngest of kids to the oldest of people were there.
That anticipation probably made the juice a little sweeter for them when they go through.
Yeah, it was really good. So, and for me as the sheriff, I believe that a police presence has to be there. That's why we're there.
Well, it's a community event.
It's a community,
and you're there being a part of it. And this is that. And to be honest, and you know this, and way better than I do, but that's where you do your real policing, your real community policing. That's where you're talking to kids, talking to the public.
Talking to everybody.
They're seeing you guys in a light that isn't. Please lean up again't the car with your hands behind your back.
It's a simple saying. If you're not a people person, don't do a people person job.
Exactly.
It's that simple.
Yeah. I had Juliana Howerson tells me, stop talking to people. We got to get them through. you gotta talk when they're talking.
We were enjoying talking to people too much, I guess.
The fact that you mentioned that, Sheriff, I know for a fact he's been told that by multiple people at multiple, because I'm the historical side, and I've heard we're going through the lines, and they're like, and there's Amy yelling at the sheriff, "Will you shut up, please, so these guys can go through?"
Yeah, that's right.
She told him, and then about an hour later, she comes over to me. She goes, "Just tell
Charles,
him,
you're not helping."
Come on,
Yeah,
we're getting backed up." I said, "Yeah, but I know a lot of these people. They're visiting, you know."
Yeah, when they're talking, you
got you a candy cane, and the sheriff got you this.
And when you're a deputy or a sheriff here,
that's what I said.
People come talk to you. You can't ignore them.
It's a people person.
It's the job.
That's
what
right.
I told her. I said, maybe not a good idea to put me at the front entrance. I said, because it's going to be. But as it was going, though, it went really good. And
it was
maybe
awesome.
they should just put a bunch of lights in you and make you as part of the display.
We need some of those. We need some cutouts.
Hey, if you're listening, our sheriff and deputy need a matching big flat mic here for their needs here.
Right.
If you can help us out there, that'd
all
be really
three of us
great.
will be in here with the
yeah, so it's been really good in the community policing that we're doing, and the getting out there and visiting with the people, and we have had so many crimes solved because people now feel as though they can trust us and they can call us and talk to us.
You're like, hey, I'm going to give you the straight scoop.
Absolutely.
There's no, we're just trying to hear to make the problem go away or at least be resolved.
And the reality is we need the public to solve crime.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it's that simple, and we need to be approachable for the public to talk to us to solve crime.
Well, and to be honest, that's where that relationship in we talk, and I'm getting a little philosophical here, but when we talk about relationships between the public and police and
community police,
and we all watch, all of us have the image of watching insert crime TV drama here, and that's how it goes. And it's like
Andy Griffith show.
Yeah, it's like yes and no. Yes and no. I mean, yes, that's a microcosm where they're human beings. They talk with you and interact with you, but at the same time, that it's that mindset of, I'm the judge and you're the accused here, and that's not how policing is. It's a person coming up on the scene. What's the problem? How can we fix the problem right now? And if there is wrongdoing, then we'll sort that out later. But first things first, let's make sure everybody's safe, secure, and good to go.
The best police officers and the best detectives go in with an open mind. You never form an opinion until you see all the facts.
Sure.
And do more listening than you do talking.
Yep. So that's one of the things, like I told my guys, is that if you get there and you've already got your mind made up, you need to turn it over to this other individual, because you're gonna miss out on key evidence.
Sure. If you listen to a scientist, and a scientist and a police officer have a lot of the same mantra there, and scientists are like, well, how are you going to solve? How are you going to create this thing? I go where the science takes me. And so they're like,
that's the evidence.
Is COVID bad for you? I don't know. What's the science take me? I'm going to go down that. And so I'll answer that question when I go down. Police work's no different. Who's guilty here? I don't know. I got to talk to everybody. Where does the evidence take me? And I'll tell you when I figure that out. But and that's all they're doing is seeing where the story and the evidence takes them to where the story goes.
That's
here.
exactly right.
And that's all the officer is trying to do is put that picture together.
We're not taking sides. We're there to sort it out, figure out what's going on, and then we go from there. But that's something that's important to us. And I hired on 2 new deputies this last Monday. I've got both of them came from the Roswell Police Department at one time, and I'll tell you what, I've got some great deputies.
They're doing phenomenal jobs.
They are out there. They're doing a fantastic job. They're getting out there, and I just had one that just graduated from the New Mexico Law Enforcement Academy. She scored the highest in her class. She did a fantastic job, and she's going to be a great asset here. She's also got a lot of patience because she was a school teacher for a long time.
Oh, wow.
So that makes her even a better asset. So
she's probably going to be a very mentor type on the streets out there.
So
she's doing a great job.
We've got some good people out there. And so I'm looking here in the near future, I would like to get another K-9. I would like to actually get a couple more K-9s.
Okay.
And that way we can have different shifts, and my DWI guys,
sure,
and all them. Now you're not only looking for and we don't look for marijuana, but you got other things that are going on all over the place.
You still have fentanyl that's out there. In abundance.
Heroin and
it's
9 times
killing
out of 10
people left
nowadays.
and right.
Yeah.
So.
Can I ask that? This is more of a philosophical or a question about tactics, some kind of thing. When you talk about dogs and things.
Yeah.
I know obviously you guys are leaning and getting dogs for drug sniffing and things like that, but being the county and we got a lot of vast area, I mean, do you guys look at getting a search and rescue type dog as well?
They can be trained as that.
They can be trained in tracking.
I always understood there were like 2 different dogs. No, one's not good for the other.
Multiple trained.
Okay.
Dual trained.
Because I'm thinking you don't need them very often, as many as you do the drug dogs.
Right.
However,
we've had some.
There's
incidents.
probably maybe once or twice a month where you probably need a dog to track down a suspect or look for a missing person, something like that. Yeah.
And like I said, it even goes farther than that. It goes, like I said, we don't want the attack dogs.
Gotcha.
We just don't.
Those are the
that.
ones that are trained to be more if a suspect's running to go chase them.
But because of our going into the schools and looking for drugs and things like that, I just don't want anything that's going to bite anybody.
Sure.
We don't want a kid to get bit or anything like that. So maybe later down the road, as things start getting a little more, we get more manpower or whatever, maybe I might get a couple of those for patrol.
Get one of those old bloodhounds like we see in the movies. You know, the one that looks like Flash
from the old prison.
Yeah, looks like Flash from the Dukes of Hazzard.
Yeah.
You're not going to harm a fly, but can
a hound dog.
Yeah, but can hunt down a smell in a snowstorm. You know what I mean? That's what.
Yeah, the one from Smoking the Bandit.
Yeah, exactly.
Bo. There you go.
Get you one of them.
So we're looking at doing that. We're also looking to get our school resource officers back into place, and we've got a lot of things going that we want to get underway.
That's a good sign, because I imagine that stuff went away because of staffing and it just life happens. So now that you guys are starting to get more sheriff's deputies applying, getting back into the fold here, now we can start ramping back up and doing the things that were kind of ancillary. More folks back at the courthouse, more folks out in schools, things like that.
And on that note, we are always accepting applications. You can go to chavezcounty.com.
Mm-hmm.
It is on the Chaves County website. It is a general application.
Okay.
You can print it out, bring it back in, drop it off at the county manager suite inside the rotunda, or you can email it back to HR. All the directions are on there.
Okay.
You can electronically sign it. It takes about 3 to 5 business days for HR to send it over to me.
Okay.
Once I get it, I will review it. But we are always actively taking applications, and we do have some positions to fill.
And we're going to be testing here in about 10 minutes at the Wool Bowl.
Okay. Well, we'll let you go get to that here.
Yeah.
But when's like because the classes only happen certain times a year. When's the next? So if you've got recruiters going now,
there's two classes during the year for the academy.
So if you're applying now, you're trying to get in for the January class.
That's right.
We're trying.
Sweet. Okay.
Yeah.
I know you're probably a little bit behind the 8 ball if you start right now, but we can get her done.
Yes,
we can make it happen.
Yeah.
And what we want people to understand is it's a process.
Mm-hmm.
We do lose a couple of people because they think it's similar to applying at another business, a smaller business.
Gotcha.
You go in, you fill out an application, and they call you back, and you do a UA, and you're done.
Yeah.
But with this type of job, there is a process. There's a physical, there's a psychological, there's the background. So we ask the applicants, and we tell them, we do an interview. Be patient.
And that's even before you get to the training.
If you don't hear from us for 2 or 3 weeks, we haven't forgotten about you. We're getting your work done.
Sure. It just takes time. It's glacial on some of that.
And we have to make sure we're getting the best.
We want a good applicant.
And I would imagine, too, some of the background, some of the stuff, you have to rely on outside resources, which you're beholden to their time to do all that kind of stuff. So,
and because it is such a thorough background investigation, we do have to make sure that when we bring somebody on, there's no baggage or nothing that's going to be there. So it's
one of those things, and it's true in any way. Obviously, people do things, and there's no amount of screening in the world that can guarantee 100%
what someone's going to do later.
But to do later, however, you guys can get a very good idea of how someone ticks by just looking through that and say, okay, it's they're clean or whatever. But or if they do have some kind of history here, you can follow that trail and say, all right, there's the tendencies here. If we do hire this person, this is what we got to look out
for.
Patterns
and things like that.
We're going to be we're going to be releasing our other officer-involved shooting video here coming up pretty soon.
All right. So check the Facebook page for that when it's ready.
Watch that. It'll be coming up this coming week.
Okay.
Yeah, always follow the Chaves County Sheriff's Office Facebook page. One thing I will tell you is if anybody knows how to work Facebook, now that it's got this new deal.
It's above your pay grade now.
It really is.
I don't even log on.
I'm not a Facebook guy.
But we have so many followers on there, and I also spread it to different pages. But now I can't figure out how to share it to those other pages, because if it doesn't pop up in the share, then you can't share it to those individuals. So I've got a lot to do on that. But
I don't know if this is going to be helpful or not, but when I have those kind of questions, I talk to that man in that room right over there.
The guy that's running all the buttons.
I talk to that
all
guy.
The computer stuff.
So maybe before you guys head out here, grab a sandwich and pick his brain a little bit and see if he can help you.
I can tell you, I've got 3 sites, and we try to get it all out there. And my gosh, I should have never clicked on that. I messed that up, boy. I was like, man, I tried everything to go back and.
When you have your kids or your grandkids setting your watch for you, you're not a computer guy.
But we do have some good things on there, and every day we're putting it out there. I just put out the latest pictures from November's DWI arrest. We did all the arrests the guys have done, and just lots of stuff. Pictures. We've got lots of accidents happening right now.
Mm-hmm.
The holidays are here. Yeah, so please be careful. If you traveling on 380 east going to Tatum, be careful on that road. Even though it may look clear, you start to pass, and here comes one up from a dip that you didn't even know was there.
And they're all high speeds.
People.
Everyone's doing 70-mile-an-hour plus on that.
100 miles an hour. Yeah.
So 70 is the speed limit, guys.
70 is the speed limit.
The sun is in your eyes when you're leaving in the morning. The sun is in your eyes when you're getting back. So be very careful.
Be careful on those, and know that we're doing everything we can to try to get that to be at least get some passing lanes, or a 2-lane or a 4-lane out there, actually. But it's just that time of year where people are traveling, and we want to make sure everybody is around to
enjoy the holidays.
And be warned, law enforcement will be on patrol during the holiday season, making sure you're not texting and driving, drinking and driving.
We are running saturation patrols.
Drugging and driving, all of that stuff.
We are doing impact details, saturation patrols. So
we're working, and like I said, I've got guys who love this job, and they are working their butts off. So we are thankful for them.
Absolutely. So well, good deal. Well, I think we're going to talk to you again right between Christmas and New Year's here.
So I like to be
Merry
here for
Christmas to you guys.
Merry Christmas
I don't know if you're going to be on the beat that day or not, but probably.
Absolutely.
Probably. I don't know if you're like, hey, you're the boss. You can take that day off.
People ask, and I just tell them we only work 8 days a week, 25 hours a day.
That's right. I figure the guy does a schedule, you can work your own day off.
But the easiest thing about that is we love this job.
Yeah.
So we're not going to work.
Yeah.
You're doing
it for the love of the job.
We absolutely.
And the community.
Yeah.
That's my deal. The
get
job
to enjoy
is
people and.
Well, we appreciate you guys because not everybody can do that.
Well, we
try
to make every event we can.
Yeah, you guys are everywhere.
We're everywhere.
I'm pretty sure. I'm just saying. I know that.
You ever seen the movie Multiplicity?
That's what I'm saying. There's a couple Charles and a couple Mike sitting in a basement somewhere in the county building.
They better be in the office right now getting that work done, right?
Number 3's on that.
That's right.
All right.
Thank you guys. Merry Christmas.
Folks, once again, if you know of a crime that's been committed or is about to be committed, or if you have any information, please contact Chaves County Crime Stoppers or the Chaves County Sheriff's Office at 624-6500.
Could be handsomely rewarded for your information.
Absolutely. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Christmas money, Christmas shopping. Absolutely.
Have a great Friday.
Thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you.
8:57.
From macaroons to mattresses, these days folks are used to ordering just about everything. And it's no different at Roswell Ford. Here at the Tailgate Nation, it's time to order your new Ford. Yep, the Ford factories are working overtime to meet demand, and to get the new Ford truck or SUV you want, you need to order it. Place your order by the end of December, and Roswell Ford will give you a $1,000 cash discount. And when it gets here, it'll be like Christmas all over again. But if you're looking for instant gratification, Roswell Ford has more than 100 excellent pre-owned vehicles in stock and ready for delivery. Each one has passed a rigorous 139-point inspection, and each one comes with a 3-day money-back guarantee. And one last thing, wintertime is no time for car trouble, so bring your vehicle in for a complimentary winter vehicle inspection with any maintenance or repair. So come see us at Roswell Ford and have a wonderful Christmas season.
Mays Lumber has all the hard-to-find hardwood you've been looking for. Oak, cherry, walnut, poplar, and maple. Plus, hard-to-find exotic woods like purple heart, zebra wood, ambrosia maple, black limba, and bloodwood. Perfect for that one-of-a-kind gift piece or table. Get ready with Formica and Wilson Art countertops in 12-footer custom length with installation available. Make it happen at Mays Lumber, 115 South Virginia in Roswell, serving southeastern New Mexico and beyond since 1934.
Looking for the perfect gift? Get him a shirt from Untuck It. Untuck It shirts are designed to be worn untucked. They're the easiest way to keep him looking sharp and feeling comfortable. You can't go wrong with their super soft flannels, wrinkle-free shirts, performance shirts with stretch, and cozy sweaters that are all perfect for right now. They even have a line for her. Find the perfect gift for every guy on your list at one of 80-plus Untuck It stores or at untuckit.com. Untuck It. Shirts designed to be worn untucked.
More than 1 in 3 people will face cancer in their lifetime. Unfortunately, fear can stop you from getting cancer screening, but it won't stop cancer. Early detection can save your life. Don't wait for symptoms to appear to act. Cancer screening is safe, effective, and accessible for everyone, including free or low-cost screening programs. Go to cancerscreenquiz.com now and take the American Cancer Society's 2-minute cancer screening quiz to find out what screening tests are right for you. Don't wait. Take the quiz. Get screened. Go to cancerscreenquiz.com now. cancerscreenquiz.com.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. You burn more calories sleeping than you do watching television. For the ultimate workout, fall asleep in front of the TV. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning, 9:59. If you missed any part of the show, you can go back and check it out at your leisure, ksvptv.com. And don't forget, also, if you want to, Tanner will separate those and have them out there on their own later. Hey, Leadership Roswell folks, don't forget tomorrow, if the class is having a little Christmas get-together, I believe it's at Cerritos. I got to get the information, but that's happening tomorrow beginning at 5 o'clock. I'll tell you more about it tomorrow. Have a great day. You're listening to 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, KEND.